Hello? Hello. Everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to the start of another week. Yes, the holidays. Well, I mean, it went fairly fast. And is it Little Christmas? Is it tomorrow or today? I don't know. All I do know, here in Tipperary, there's snow on the ground. Yes. Currently -1, and as I get down to -4 tonight. Brr, he said in a proud and happy voice. Hope you had a great weekend. I was busy. I painted my stairs. Yes. Right. And I'm down to just like one tiny spot that I have like black paint on. I've tried everything. Turps. I'm shouting at it. It's still there. But anyway, you're all very welcome in. Tonight we continue on with our rise and fall of Napoleon. And our story begins at a moment when Napoleon Bonaparte, he stands higher than any man in Europe and closer to danger than he actually realises. You see, over the past number of episodes, we've watched him rise from an obscure Corsican outsider to revolutionary general, from a political survivor to first consul, and then finally Emperor of the French. We've seen him tame chaos, reshape law, defeat coalitions, and bend much of Europe to his will. At Austerlitz, he proved himself untouchable on land, but at Trafalgar, he learned that the sea would never belong to him, and in the years that followed, he chose a different weapon: economic war, believing that he could finish Britain without actually firing a shot. Tonight, we reach the moment where that belief carries him south. This is the turning point where empire meets people, where systems collide with identity, and where control begins to slip, not through defeat in battle, but through resistance that refuses to behave. What begins as enforcement becomes occupation, and what is meant to be temporary becomes permanent. And what Napoleon believes can be rearranged like a map proves far more stubborn. To trace that descend into the Iberian maze, well, we're going to fly across the heart of northern Spain and towards the capital itself. We're departing out of Bilbao, Lima Echo Bravo Bravo, across the plains and passes over to Pamplona, Lima Echo Papa Papa. Then we're going over to Zaragoza, Lima Echo Zulu Golf, before our final arrival into Madrid, Lima Echo Mike Delta, and all that in the excellent Black Square TBM 850. This, friends, is episode 7, not the fall of Napoleon, but the moment empire begins to bleed. Ooh, he said in a proud and happy voice. It's been mad so far. We have covered considerable ground. Last week, it was all about Paris, where he became emperor. We were flying over all of the sites and, learning about all the different things. And a very questionable flight plan that I'm put together. But tonight is a little bit different. This is really kind of where things kind of go, oh, so we're going to be flying that tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. So we're going to be live on the Southeast Asian server. We're going to fire up some Say Intentions here now in a moment. We'll have our group flight. TTM is the group fly with Say Intentions. And I'm looking forward to this flight. Absolutely. The TBM 850, an absolute favourite of mine. I've loved watching Steve Owunkanivo on YouTube flying this aircraft for many years. And it's gas. You're brought along as the passenger, but you kind of pick things up along the way, particularly how Steve flies the aircraft and how it handles. From a single pilot operation, it's a phenomenal machine, and it's fast. It can cruise up to flight level 310, 31,000 feet, and it can boot along quite nicely. 250, 260 knots kind of thing. Now tonight we won't be hitting those speeds. We'll be somewhere between, now I say this, somewhere between the 180 and maybe 220-ish knots of this aircraft. We're using live weather, the time of day. We'll get into all that here now in a moment, and we'll have to check it out. But flying in Spain is always excellent in the sim. I love flying in Spain. It's gas, right? There's a couple of countries that are depicted in Microsoft Flight Sim that are just excellent to fly around, Spain being one of them. And we did our do you remember we did the rail journey across the north of Spain, and it was terrain I never even knew existed. Spain was always kind of, not deserty, but not kind of alpine forests and all this kind of jazz. Well, that's what it is up north. Further south we go, well, the hotter it gets. And it's going to be an interesting one as we're heading out towards kind of Pamplona and then Zaragoza and then into Madrid itself. There's an M50 in Madrid. I'm just saying, M50s, always bad. But anyway, I hope you're all keeping very well. Busy day today as well. We got a video out there, the wish list. What needs to happen, or what should happen, or what could happen in Flight Sim 2024 in 2026. As you could have imagined, I had to spend a lot of time trying to figure out the name of that title because it didn't make sense. But I hope you enjoyed the video. And we've more of that content coming probably next week. Yeah, there'll be another video out next week. But it's all go. It's all go. So tell me, how are ye? How's all? Is your Christmas decorations down yet? Have you returned to work today? Maybe you're back to school. Or maybe you just couldn't be bothered and you said, no, I'm not going out. It started snowing here last night. Now, there's only there's only a few centimetres of snow, but it's enough to, the Skoda. It said, trying to get up the hill, if it was a horse, but you're right. And it's cold, right? Absolutely friggin' cold. But it's grand. It looks lovely with the Christmas tree and the lights and you know what I mean? It's just very late in the year because we're pretty much through with Christmas. Roll on. What's next? Valentine's Day. Ooh, behave. Right. And then we've St. Patrick's Day. And then we've more. Where is this now? When are you doing Liverpool football history? Come out. Oh, come here. Speaking of which. I'll have you know, I've actually, well, it's not necessarily Liverpool, but Liverpool do get a mention, Gibbo. You'll be delighted about this. The rise and fall of... Wait, that came across kind of funny. Is that my title? No, it just cut out the post. Jesus. Anyway, ramble here to the chat. Gibbo's here shouting at me. But anyway, let's ramble in. Who's here, look? Fierce Wolf. Looking fierce and wolfy, you're very welcome aboard. Spitfire RAF 100 is here in the chat. Happy Monday to you, buddy. Vacuum is in the house. The Impossible Face. Evening from a snowed-in Aberdeenshire. Ooh, snowed in. Jesus. APU Inspector, very good evening. North Coast Mike is in the house. Toto 2495. Cranking up the Toto. Good to see you, buddy. Been learning the Avro RJ this afternoon, says the Impossible Face. It's an awesome plane. I must fly that again soon, actually. 98 Vulcan, greetings. Shuffle Shoes. Shuffles in. AJH, hope you're well, man. Piper's in the house. Mac Manser, good to see you. Super Typhon, sup? Minus 21 last night, you said. Jesus. Creo, hello to all in County Mayo. You're very welcome aboard. Where is this now? Soaring AJ. AJH, man, you're welcome in. Liptorius is here. Happy Monday. Crafty Tigers, good evening. CP is in the house. There's buttons being pressed. Tarnish Mossman, hello. You're very welcome aboard. Captain Kenobi, bonsoir, monsieur. Hope you're well. Mrs. GPHI, invertedly upside down, has rambled into the chat. Very good evening to you, Mrs. Nutty Slack is here. Malky Mac, good evening. Who else come in? Crabby One, well, hello. Good to see you, man. Let me see. Wheaty Gaming, good evening. Mr. Minimite is here. One Foxy Bingo Gav. Asher, how are you, Gav? Viper Strike is in the house. My name is linked to a Manchester United manager. Did they get rid of another one? Great bunch of lads, you know. Flyer 10, good evening. Psy 120 is here. Nighthawk, hope all is well. Very good afternoon. Proby Pete is here. He says, good day, Murph and Fireflies from Arizona. Well, hello from Tipperary. I hope you're well, Pete. Let me see. Sir Campsalot, my dude. AJH, man. Hope you're well. Norse Viking Gaming's in the house. Sun Jammer, a very good evening to you. Uniform Goose, good day, Goose. Happy Monday, man. Gunho Guy, good morning. Assidious is in the chat. Welcome in. You're looking mighty. Let me see. Mac Vision, welcome aboard. Mauser, welcome in. DK Funfly is here. Alberto, a very good evening to you. Apache is here. 65 streams in a row. Thank you very, very much indeed, Apache. Hope you're well, buddy. Martel, good evening. It's already -3 in Birmingham, says Gav. It's -3, is it? Jesus. You live in Tib, God love you. Abershire listened, you know. Terry the Sheep Farmer is in the chat. What a wonderful intro. Well, thank you very much. You're very kind. Eddie is in the house. Good evening, Eddie. Hope you're well. Never mind. I just saw 747. Was it hovering? You know, Yorkshire is here. Good to see you. Papa Justify, welcome in. Top Gun Glenny, good evening, Glenny. How are you, bud? And we're on a mission to pronounce the G in Top Gun Glenny. So far, so good. Flying Trits, good evening. Retriever Neil is in the house. UTB, good evening to you. Photos by Kev is here. Good to see you, Kev. Let me see. Will this flight plan zigzag again? Arisher, you know... I do these things. It'd be grand. B. Carlo, a very happy Monday. Ozzy Mandius is here. Let me see.
Look at this big Egypt.
What did I do now? Oh, Jesus, look at the chopper coming in. Terrible mess. Chris Van Halen, good evening. What's work? Just another year, says Kev. Kev, did you book your next cruise? It was a great YouTube video. I'm excited to see where the sim takes us. Well, thank you very much, Crafty. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for this year. Like, when you consider all flight simulation, right? Be it with Microsoft Flight Simulator or indeed X-Plane, and there's still other stuff on the horizon that we haven't really seen yet, particularly that one that's being built with the Unreal Engine. And I don't mean P3D with their fancy, you know, terrain stuff. There's Airland or something it's called. So, pardon me, there's a lot due to happen this year. Very excited to see what Asobo and Microsoft can do, you know? But we'll have to wait and see. QC Frank, good to see you. We've got temperatures below -20. The Janie. Decorations are in the loft. Now we wait for the WinWings shipment email, or Win Control as they're known now. Mr. Minimite, English Murph, you can do it. Exciting. More chance of snow at Easter than Christmas. I'm telling you. What's now? Well, the heated rear windscreen is useful in this weather with Skodas. Well, how much is here? He says, Murphy, we are all at school or university. The best school ever is your flight school. Oh, well, thank you very much. He's very kind. Muse fan is here, bursts in the door with a snowman. Well, he says, how he is his mad jokes. Muse, did you make a snowman actually? Because Louth had an awful lot of snow. RD neck of the woods, hi. Do you know? Yeah, P.S. Miranda, hello there. Hope you're well. Mauser's up in Dublin. Are you in Dublin or from Dublin? But hello and welcome, Mauser. You're looking well. Bio Games is here, good evening. The Life and Times of Man United Managers, titled Another One Bites the Dust. Yes. 777 Emu fan. Prime subscription. Thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Hope you're well. Heapster, good evening. Locust is in the chat. Lazy Boy, welcome in. Idle Cutoff. Evening Murph, Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary, you're looking well. Hermit Something, good afternoon. Has warmed up from 18 to 24. That's Fahrenheit, so that's still what? 1 or 2 degrees? Jesus. But yeah. Where's this now? If LEZG is not in your simulator, use the ZAR VOR DME. There we go. Let me see. Perfect French accent. Well, you're very good. Isn't he brilliant? I've been years trying to learn how to speak like a Frenchman without actually understanding what's being said. You know, I'm great at saying, you know, good morning. You know, this sort of fella.
Good morning.
I want to tick to you. Brilliant. Right. Anyway, moving on. Who else is here? Old Veteran 965. Scott, a very good evening to you. Hope you're well. Roy is here. Roy, I read that PDF. Fascinating stuff.
Can I get a refund?
No, check off. Fascinating stuff. And I don't know what the changes on my side. There's like they're microscopic, really, aren't they? But they are changes all the same to make your SSDs run a little bit faster. So very much appreciate that. Who says I'm banned? What? Did Old Veteran get banned? Could you imagine? But anyway, Mrs. TPHI has been watching for 85 streams, ups to down. They never turned her the right way up. Where's this now? Basel to Amsterdam in July, says Kev. Ooh, nice. That'll be nice. Sixth says, nice hoodie. Well, thank you very much. This hoodie provided to us by our friends over at flightsimtees.com, where they have all the fancy merch, and you want to check out some of the new stuff. I don't know, is it live on the website yet, but there's some awesome shirts and hoodies and customizable stuff on the way, lads. So do be sure to check out the website. If you're going to buy anything, use the code below here, TTM at checkout. That'll get you 10% off. It's just 10% off. Why would you not want 10% off? So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing the other designs and things that Gibbo comes up with. But some gorgeous friggin' apparel. I do like this hoodie, and I didn't think I'd like it so much because it says 2026, so I have to wear it, you know, as much as I can this year, because it won't make much, you know, if I wear it next year, you know, look at your man, look, he's stuck. So I'll have to get a new one, 2027. Right, that's how numbers work, they go up. But where's this now? Malky got his t-shirt prize this morning. Ooh, did you try it on, Malky? Is it lovely and gorgeous? We need to. Does someone know that? Can we give it a shout? Will you wear this? Right? I'm just saying it'll be brilliant for, you know, advertisement and production value. But anyway, who else is here? Look, Hayden, you're very welcome in. The Forgetful Larry is in the chat. Good to see you, man. Heisenberg, good evening. Indeed, it's cold. Kane Lafford is here. South Tipperary calling. Great video you put out today. I was sure listen. Thank you very much indeed, Kane. Good to see you, bud. Corn Wolf. Good evening, man. How's she cutting? How are you feeling? Christmas decorations are down and the Easter eggs have been purchased. Come on, Neil. Heisenberg says, yes, nice video today, Murph. It was very much needed. Well, thank you very much. We only had about an inch or so. That wasn't too bad. Driver 738, good evening. Wind Control just shipped me. It's going to be in 2 days. Nice one, man. That's awesome. Gar Gaming, hello to everyone in County Galway. You're very welcome aboard. Who else come in? Heisenberg, thank you for 15 in a row because he has nothing better to do. Brilliant. Right, now, let me see. Do Pink Panther. Wait, the Pink Panther. Only 22 degrees here today, says Scott. Celsius. Only 20. Scott, I'd be swimming in that. I'm just saying, right? Zybok Doc is here calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. You're welcome in. Roy says, did you see the screenshot? Or the screenshot? I did. I saw the screenshot as well. I saw it, Roy. Brilliant. Brilliant. Had to use my VPN this morning to get the sim to load. Really? Really? Any military Firefly hoodies yet? As in camouflage? I haven't seen them tarnish, but we'll ask the question.
Oh, jeez.
Not all numbers go up, Murph. Well, your bank balance, for example, goes down. Oh, that's very true. Come on, Larry, bringing us back to reality. Malky, not yet. Right. Let me see here now. With the Tonka logo. Ooh, that'd be nice. You can wear it next year. Yeah. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is really Microsoft Flight Sim 2025. That makes total sense. Wolf to Fear, good evening. Zybok, thank you for 7 in a row. Going to check out to see if they have any Hawaiian shirts. Brilliant. Better now, thanks, Murph. Testing negative. Come on yourself, Corn Wolf. And, wrap up and stay warm, do you know? Sunjammer says, I have news. When you ribbed the bunk...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wait. When you ribbed the bunk, there was a wetness. He has drawn portraits of the cis box. Brilliant. Officer Crabtree. Isn't it Crabtree? Brilliant. Gunho Guy says, come to Australia, 37 degrees today, 42 degrees tomorrow. Jesus. Yeah, we don't have that here. What's a screenshot? No, never mind, Muse. I said it wrong. Commander Balosh, good evening. Hope all is well. You're looking well. And yeah, I'm saying things wrong, and Muse is very quick to catch up on them. Dave Cleary, legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Hope you're well. Mr. TPHI, a very good evening to you, sir. Happy Monday. Northland Air. Hope all is well. You're looking mighty. Ed is here. Good evening. Johnny Shue, welcome aboard. Zach Thompson, good evening. Hope all is well. Boeing 5, good evening. Robert Harrison, you're looking well. Mark Swan is here. Good evening, Mark. Everything is back to regular life as of today, including shoveling the snow for 5 hours. What? We just don't have that sort of extreme weather here at all. You know, the last time we had like lots of snow, it's years ago now we had lots of snow, but like even at that, we just don't do extreme weather. You know, we get rain and that's about it. The odd time the sun comes out, you know. It even rains when you're asleep. That's how bad we have it, right? But anyway, D. Smith Productions, greetings from Canada. You're very welcome aboard. Good to see you, man. Dubs and Dials, welcome in. He says, Navigraph Xbox question here. What aircraft are compatible with Navigraph on Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 using as many features as possible? Oh, well, here's the thing. My understanding is with the PMS 50, the GTNs, they can connect to Navigraph. And the GTN you can buy for, well, it's on the marketplace, right? But that'll work in any aircraft. So technically, that's one way to get your Navigraph in and up and running. You see, that's my understanding. Now, double check it before you go off and buy it, but I think that's the case. Mart, good to see you, buddy. Mutt Dog is in the house, shoveling me AstroTurf grass on a wonderful December day in southern Nevada. Your turn to laugh in August, right? Jesus. Mutt Dog, good to see you. Mav Wings is here. Missed last week. 2024 has been a monumental Yuletide log. Indeed. And I have to reinstall the whole lot. Oh, Jesus. Angels15, good evening. Jimmy Pa is here. And NM Flyer. Welcome aboard. Good to see you, lads. Now, listen. Right. I'll say this once. I'm not in the habit of repeating myself, but I'll say this, you know, we'll keep politics and what goes on in the world over there beside the bookcase that no one can see it. We know it's there, but we tend to use this little spot to escape from the mad world in which we all reside in, you see? Which means if you're having a crap day at work or at school or someone's annoying you, or maybe there's something happening on a global stage, be it political or otherwise, we try and leave that stuff behind because, to be honest, we've shag all impact on it anyway, so we use this space to talk about other things that are important, like coasters. Wait, hang on. I could do that better. Like coasters. Right? I'm an advertising machine, so I am. But anyway, where's this now? Like Murphy's Small Hands. Wait, what? It's only for family dinners. Wait, dinner. What did you say about not repeating yourself? It's -4 in Germany, look. Jesus. But anyway, what do you mean creepy? Small gloves. Ah, Jesus. Zang. Zang. Right. But anyway, let's get into the thing. I mean, look at lads. We have a flight tonight to do all sorts of cool stuff, right? So here we are. Model matching already off to a flying start. Is that actually a friggin' machine beside us? I've backspaced something. Who's that now? Mrs. TPHI. There's no way she's in an airliner. So let's just reset our model matching here. And we see what happens, right? So we'll do off. Yes. And then on again. And let's see what happens when it all reloads. Fingers crossed. So you're all very welcome to Bilbao. Now, I hate winter. I don't mind. I don't like the cold. I hate the cold. I love sunshine and heat. It's weird because when I was younger, I loved the cold. There was nothing nicer than a beautiful frosty morning. But now I'm afraid of them because they're cold and my bones ache. And you're in an F-14 now, Mr. TPHI, but sure, listen, it'll do, right? You know, that's the F-14Z, the intruder version, right? Anyway, but yeah, I very much prefer warmer weather. In saying that, winter days can look beautiful. The crisp air, do you know what I mean? Especially on a clear day. Very good for the old larynx, you see, you know. I think it's something to do with age. Yes, it is. I actually have the A6. Where is this now? Muddog says the PMS 50 will also change your flight plan in all the DC design jets on the fly. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Digital Merc is here. Good to see you, man. He says all my Airbus gear is hooked up. Would hate to load up in the A400. Oh dear. Be grand. Bet you loved Houston and Vegas. Oh man, I was just like, it was hot, but like, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I can remember getting out of the car in Houston. We rented a car, and like, you get out the car with the aircon, and within seconds, your glasses are completely fogged up. Beautiful, right? Stu Snape is here. Good evening, Stu. Hope you're well. Roy says winter is my favourite season. I'm waiting on 2010. Waiting since 2010 for this kind of extreme weather. Yeah, 100%. Pink Panther, very good evening, thank you. So far so good, buddy. Yeah, so far so good. You're welcome in. DCS Dux is here as well. Good to see you, Dux. If I didn't already say hello. And Surdy Dev. So lots of flight simming then. Oh, you better believe it. Right, so anyway, I'll show you a Navigraph and what we're doing in terms of our routing. So basically how this works when we're covering the Napoleon series, we kind of delve a little bit into the aviation side, then we delve into the historic side, right? So it's a mix between both. And there's a bit of literature I need to cover tonight, because what's happening here in this timeline following Napoleon. Well, last week, you know, we were in Paris and all was well, and it was all great and brilliant because sure, he became emperor and he went off and he fought at Austerlitz and he became the man. We didn't delve too much into the fact that he also planned to invade Britain, but his navy was effectively destroyed by Admiral Nelson, meaning that, well, Napoleon was now very much stuck to the land. And he didn't want necessarily to have an open confrontation with the British because, well, they weren't going to start a fight unless he came a-knocking. But in Spain, things become a little bit different because he tries to ramble over to Portugal. And the reason why he's trying to do this, they put a trade embargo on British goods flowing into Europe. And Napoleon didn't want anything trade-wise coming in. He wanted to be the man that supplied everything. Portugal, on the other hand, were like, we're sure, you know, but the British have nice stuff and we're buying it at a good price. So Napoleon is rambling over there to say, hey, get out of it now, right? And then there's a bit of turmoil in Spain because unlike Germany and unlike Italy, when they saw Napoleon ramble in, they were like, this fella isn't too bad. He's restoring order. There's money. Things work. The Spanish had no aspirations whatsoever to be dealing with this sort of crack. So that's what we're going to learn about a little bit more a little bit later. You're in Kells. Good man yourself. Welcome in. So Knox Benfield, welcome in. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's a flight sim. Lear, good evening, Lear. Hope you're well. So our flight plan now this evening with this TBM 850, the DAR or Socata TBM. And we're going to be starting off up here at Bilbao. Now, I've been to Bilbao. It is beautiful. And we're going to head over first to Pamplona, and we'll have the Pyrenees there. As we're heading further down, we're going to go into Zaragoza. And from Zaragoza, we're going to be rambling straight into Madrid itself, and we'll do a nice flight around the city to see what we can see. So total flight time tonight just under 2 hours, so we'll get ourselves up and running here now in a moment. We need to start up this machine, which of course is the TBM, and this is a gorgeous plane. As I say, if you've watched YouTube, check out like Stevo and Kenevo. Just do a Google Stevo #1, as in the one, Kenevo. excellent content. And a lot of his earlier stuff, he flew the TBM 850 quite a lot, right? So I need to get back in here because we need to close the doors. So we're going to bring up the steps and we're going to close the door. Now, with Black Square aircraft, the TBM, not necessarily a 2024 native build, although it has received some updates. But it's a 2020 brought over. But I would love to see. Although, hang on, am I waffling? He did do a 2024 update on this. No, it is. Never mind. It is 2024. It is. TBM, my favorite GA aircraft. 5 million, absolutely. Flights and Max, good evening. Running out of errands, so I can't stay. No worries. Thank you very much, and hello. Chris Van Halen, thank you very much for your 8 months. Cheers, buddy. In the fairly near future, just getting these things put together and finishing up work before I give it the time it deserves. Oh, good man, Scott. Brilliant. Zaragoza may not be in the sim. It's the home of the Spanish Air and Space Force, landing site of the Space Shuttle and Ryanair. Yeah, so if it's not there, there is a VOR DME. And its identifier code ZAR or ZAR. All right. So if you fly to there, you mightn't have to do a landing. Just hang loose, and we'll be with you. We won't take long. So we're going to open up our tablet. We can do all of this walking around the aircraft, but you also have these options to remove the pitot covers, the engine covers, wheel chocks, all that sort of jazz. Now I've loaded in 120 gallons per wing. And if we have a quick look at our engine here, because there is, persistence with the Black Square fleet. This engine, 99%, and that even doesn't matter how gentle or how well you try and maintain the engine, wear and tear runs it down and it'll eventually need a overhaul. All right. So in terms of, repairing the starter, clearing filters, all that kind of jazz, we shouldn't need to do any of that yet. We should be good. Electrical system, all is looking well. Cabin, this is all to do with our temperature, be it our environmental, but also the temperature of some of our components here as well. We need to keep an eye on. And there is a fairly in-depth failure system of the aircraft if we want it, right? But tonight, we shouldn't need it, hopefully. So, with that said, a couple of things before we get going here. We're going to make sure that engine controls are in the off position, landing gear is in the down position, and our parking brake is set to on. We're going to start off with the battery switch. We're going to put the bar up. We're going to go on for our main battery. And we're going to get sounds into the aircraft. I think this is down low, so we'll open our volume mixer. Microsoft Flight Sim, 100%. Okay. So with our battery, we're going to open up the inertial separator, and you'll hear this move. And basically, it's like a flap for your main air intake. The idea being is this little gate, the inertial separator, it stops foreign debris, dust particles, leaves, all that kind of stuff getting sucked into the engine intake. It kind of just deflects it so it bounces back out again. That's what an inertial separator is. All right, so that's now open. And as we continue along here, quick check. Go ahead and cancel these guys. Looking up on top, we're going to go ahead and turn on our nav lights, and we'll continue on here with our flows. So our auxiliary booster pump on. Fuel select goes on to auto, which is a feature of the real aircraft. Every 15 minutes, it'll automatically change what tank is being fed. We're going to bring our prop to full. Inertial separator already on. So what we need to do with this PT6A engine, once we engage the starter, we're going to be monitoring our NG. And once we get up to its highest velocity prior to fuel, we then introduce the fuel. At that stage, we're going to monitor the internal turbine temperature, or ITT, and we're going to make sure it does not pass 1100 degrees. Because there is the absolute, do not pass this. If you do, it's going to burst into flames. You'll have barbecued things, and it'll be a bad day all around. So we're expecting, depending on the outside air temperature, should probably get up as high as 800 degrees or so. Then we introduce higher idle and disengage the starter when our NG continues to rise. There are two failures that can hit a TBM 850 on startup. You have an ITT for a hot start and your NG for a hung start, meaning that, well, your starter's hung, there's no combustion happening with the engine, it's a failed start. All right, so we need to watch for that. So with that, fuel pump is running. There's no mags we need to worry about. What do we have up here? Systems are currently off. We're going to put our ignition switch to auto. and then we're going to engage the starter. Make sure that this guy is off, which it is, and we'll engage the starter. Okay, sound's coming alive. In the real world, you'd have to hold the starter in position. This one, you just click it. Okay, so we're keeping an eye on this NG. Remember, it's going to probably high idle 18 or 1900 on the NG. And once it stabilizes, fuel will go in. Fuel is coming in. Now we need to watch our ITT. Make sure this doesn't overpeak. 728 is the peak. And it's now dropping. And we keep an eye on our NG. Once it goes after 50%, that is a good start. We continue with our flows, in which we will say starter off, generator on, ignition off, and we continue with the rest of our flows by getting our avionics now turned on. So auxiliary booster to auto, bleed on, radio master, trims, there's some lights working here as well, and we'll get on our EFIS. Lovely. That to me sounds like a good start. We're going to reset our barrow to the airport barrow. Live weather, it's currently 1016 hectopascals, or indeed 30 inches of mercury. And the time of day, lads, is 1550. 1550. I might bring that back a smidgen. Let's go 1530. Or very close to it, because it'll get dark fairly quick here. Right, so RPM, up you go. And now we're going to clear off what's on our annunciator panel. So our annunciator panel is telling us that our pitot and static heaters are off. Go ahead and turn those on. And the inertial separator, it's only letting us know it's a caution light. Red is warning, orange or yellow is caution. So it's telling us what the crack is. We can also monitor our internal cabin temperature. It's telling us that it's quite low in here, right? So if we go on over to here, or is on me left, where's the temperature gauge? Here it is. So my cabin temperature here, lads, is a mere 1 degree. 2 degrees now, so we're starting to warm up. So if I go to increase the temperature, and we'll also put on the fan, and the rest of it then should be fairly okay. We'll set up our trims and stuff for takeoff now in a moment. We're just going to allow the aircraft to warm up. So as we're doing this, well, we're going to come over here to our GPS, into our flight computer effectively, and we can start putting in our flight plan. So our departure is Bilbao, our destination is going to be Madrid, Lima Echo Mike Delta. From there, or in between, we're going to go to Pamplona. And after Pamplona, it's going to be over to Zaragoza. They look good to me. We're going to go back, open the map, have a quick look here with the PMS 50. Yeah, that matches what I should have. That looks good. Now we're going to go to our course deviation indicator, CDI, and we're going to change that over to GPS. We're going to be flying this one by GPS. Now, as we're here, we also want to keep an eye on the terrain that's going to be surrounding us. So quick check once again on Navigraph. We can see that we're going to be taking off close enough-ish to sea level, but you can see where the altitude numbers are coming in, 8,000, 9,000, and so on. It's going to be high terrain here, so we're going to want to increase what we're going to fly. In terms of nav, we could use the VOR at Vittoria Ferranda, or indeed we can use it down at Pamplona. We're using GPS, we should be fine with that. And you guys are interested in doing VOR or DME navigation, check out our daytime streams, usually on Tuesdays, and then we're going to be doing more flight training starting on Thursdays in the morning time streams. Alright, so quick look at the airport. Now while we're here, we're going to fire up some say intentions, give it an old blast. And what we're going to do, we're going to tune into the, whatchamacallit. Now we are November 235 Romeo Mike, November 235 Romeo Mike. So at Bilbao, we're going and grab the ATIS.
Ting runways 10, 12. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 4,000 feet. Scattered at 6800 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point -1. QNH 1015. Transition level 70. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information November.
Information November. I just want to get the active
Bilbao
runway.
Airport. Information November. 1430 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 10, 12. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 4,000 feet. Scattered at 6800 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point -1. QNH 1015.
Okay, we'll ask the ground what runway is active. What was the information?
Report.
November.
Information.
Ground, a very good day. November 235 Romeo Mike. Information Juliet. We're TBM looking to taxi to the active runway. Can you let us know what runway is active? For our squawk, I don't know, was it 1200 in Spain or 7000 VFR? Unsure.
November 235 Romeo. Mike, Bilbao ground, runway 10 in use. Taxi via Delta 2.
Roger, runway 10 in use. Taxi via Delta 2 for 5 Romeo Mike. James, that accent is very good, isn't it? C. Garcia, good evening. Exclamation point, how to multiplayer, all one word. I'm on the Southeast Asian server or on the TTM group with the other one. With the other server, which is being run by Say Intentions. The 8th was November, not Juliet. Listen, I can't remember. You know, Lenny Bobbins is here. Good day. 'Tis yourself. No even wheels up yet. That was a short introduction. I'm telling you, they're getting shorter. Thank you very much indeed. Good to see you, Lenny. Right. So we know what we're doing now. Is everything set up in here? Temperature's starting to come up. We've set 7,000 initially. Come on up here now. We're going to go taxi strobes because we don't really have a flashing beacon. And we're going to get ourselves ready here now. So, let's see what happens. Mr. Blue Swirl, you're very welcome aboard. So, runway 10 via Delta 2. Let's have a quick look. So there's Delta Alpha, here's Delta 2. So we'll go Delta Bravo, Delta, and Delta 2. Alright, makes a lot of sense. So we're going to come off the brakes. You set up head tracking first time, Eddie? So good, so good. Lusty, good to see you. Alright, don't mind the fact that there's loads of other planes here and we're bashing into them. They don't mind it at all. Flight director coming on. Watch your power. Jesus, don't mind it. Let's just eyes on the floor, always on the floor. Think of the happy place. Right, we'll hang a left here. Also, notch of flaps for takeoff. Oh, a TBM has suddenly appeared. There's 2 of them. Eyes on the floor. Lovely carpets, isn't there? Oh yeah, Jay. Right, away we go here now. Easy. Exclamation point, how to multiplayer. That's the one. You know. Where am I? Kozaki! Where the feather, he says, are we? We're in Bilbao. Good to see you, Kozaki. Belbro, good evening. Hope you're well. Alrighty. Bit of taxiing. Mauser, go handy in your 7 foot.
235. Romeo Mike, contact tower on 118.5 so long.
Over the tower, 118.5 for 5 Romeo Mike. Ciao, see ya. I nearly said ciao to a Spaniard. Jesus! Contact tower, 118.5. Tower, November 235 Romeo Mike, taxiing Delta 2, holding short runway 10 for a VF4 departure. My flight plan is messed up. Are you sure now?
November 235 Romeo Mike, Bilbao Tower, read back incorrect. Hold short runway 10.
Hold short runway 10. 5 Romeo Mike. Jesus, he didn't like what I was saying. You're supposed to say gracias. Oh, wait, yes. Tower, November 235 Romeo Mike is holding short runway 10. ready for VF4 departure.
Runway
What's over there, look?
0.
Ooh. Right, we'll turn our head into heading.
November 235. Romeo. Mike, runway 10. Winds calm. Cleared for takeoff.
And lights on. Clear for takeoff. Runway 10 for 5 Romeo Mike. Squawk machine. Alright. I like adding the immersion, lads. You know, if I talk that slow, no traffic. Listen! He's a happy Spaniard. He's having a nice day. It's the calm before the storm. There's a floating freaking Saab Gripen. It's a great capability of the aeroplane, look. What in the name of Jay's? Flying teapot! I didn't know that Saab could take off vertically. Anyway, if I talk right, Cracker, good to see you, buddy. Kazaki, did you sort out the flight plan? Replace Zaragoza with ZAR. Right, that should do it. Right, let's press some buttons here. We'll calm them down for the moment. Power set. Heading set. And we'll go ahead and arm altitude, arm vertical speed. We'll call it 2,000 feet on initial climb. Runway heading is pretty much set. And at this stage, friends, it's time to fly. Are we ready? Power coming in. Advancing our throttle. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed alive. The needle is moving. 60 knots. Oh, I love the TBM. Love the TBM. There's 80. 90. Yep, see daisy. Positive rate of climb and indicated. Gear coming up. Tapping our toe brakes. Watch the old terrain around us. Gorgeous. 120. Flaps in. Autopilot. Let's be having you. Vertical speed. Let's be having you. And we're climbing nicely. Up to about 2,000 feet our initial climb out. Oh man, look at the view. Look at that. Oh heck yeah. Alright, keep an eye on our torque. Don't over torque the airplane. Nice climb out. We're looking good, lads. Now, quick check around us. There's high terrain all over the shop, so we need to watch for that. But we should be good. Alright. So we're going to do a bit of a left turn here, just to circle around and give everyone the chance to get airborne. Left turn coming in over to, I suppose we'll call it 360 degrees. Engage heading mode. Off we turn. Man, that's a great sound. Alright, keep an eye on our torque. Ease it off another little bit. That inertial separator is still on. We're climbing here now at 140. We're going to go into IAS mode, so I don't need to worry about stalling us in our rate of climb. So the airplane is going to maintain 140 knots, and it'll pitch in order to maintain that. As the airplane is doing that, friends, well, we're going to ramble over and get a head count. So if I pressed the wrong button, if you're... Oh, Jesus. I'll try it again. If you're on Jesus, Xbox pilots, press 1. PC pilots, press 2. If you're using Say Intentions, press number 3. And for everyone else, if you think, Irish, listen, isn't it a great way to fly? You press number 4. Hello, Fireflies. Welcome to the Flying Circus. We live stream Monday to Friday, 2000 Zulu time, right here. So many people flying tonight. Fox Fly Studio, welcome aboard, man. Guitar Star Albert, welcome in, buddy. Thank you for the follow. Looks good. Flying Twitch says Twitch is playing up. See on YouTube. Sure, come on over to that place with the thing. Right, aircraft currently we're at about 90% on our torque. What we're going to do, we're going to flick the little guard over to 850 mode, and we're also going to disengage the inertial separator. Now, as we do that, our torque is going to go above 100%. But the good news is, 850 mode, that will allow you go beyond 100% of your torque with a limit of 120%. So when we close the inertial separator, it's actually going to give the engine more oomph, right? And you'll see the way I haven't touched the controls, and yet our torque is increasing. Now our prop, we're limited by prop because it's right on the line. So we'll keep an eye on torque, but also our ITT. There's a couple of things that can limit exactly how fast we can travel. Now we're up now to about 200 knots, which is fairly good. So I think we'll hold it at that. And we're just kind of flying around here now. That's the port of Bilbao just beneath us. Absolutely stunning in the sim. And the live weather, I gotta say, looks absolutely gorgeous. Do you know? Yeah, Spanish weather. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a left turn. We're gonna call this one 210 degrees. Because what our plan here is, we're actually going to be turning back on course to follow that magenta line. Check the owl icing. Follow that magenta line as we ramble on towards Pamplona. And that's going to be a stop there as well. So, oh Jesus, look at that, man. That's gorgeous looking. Isn't that stunning? So on my camera views, I've tried to match these with chase plane to follow that of what kind of Stevo has. Which, if I'm perfectly honest, I think it's more like that out that window. So if I go into chase plane, we can edit these on the fly. Terrible pun. Left, right. We're looking for number 8 here. We're going to edit that and save that position. And if I look out the right wing, we're going to do the same. Edit that to something like that and save the position. Now we're kind of threshing. Look at that. Beautiful. So another left turn now once again. Hopefully this will bring us back on course. So we're going to left turn, and we're going to call this one 140 degrees, and we're going to ease off our power just a little bit. 200 knots is going to be fine, right? He's always comfy unless he stubs his toe. I do that all the time. The beautiful BTM by Blue Circle. Hope you're well, Fox. Hope you had a great Christmas, buddy. Maybe not relevant, but there are talks about an A220 being developed by Hot Start. I can't, but I'm not an authority to confirm it. All I can say, Roy, I've heard similar rumblings. Yes. Oh jeez, look at the lads, the photogrammetry here. Look at that. At this altitude, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's zoom out here a little bit. So our last course correction, it's going to be another left-hand turn. And we're going to call this one 090 degrees. And when we do that, we're going to click on nav, and that should arm our GPS. It's going to bring us back to that magenta line and then carry us on following the autopilot. Beautiful. As we're doing all that, cabin temperature is still cold. We need to up that like a mad joke, and we'll stick on the fan here now as well. We need some heating. It's cold as ice. And if we had passengers at this stage now, they wouldn't be terribly impressed, especially on cold leather. Do you know what I mean? So let's continue on here. So we're going to go lights off, and because we have the pulse system, I'm going to keep those lights on. They're just going to like wigwag lights. That's what they're doing there, right? So we have some news and information about her story tonight. So we shall start, friends, at the thing, at the beginning. I pressed a button and I didn't mean to because it's on the wrong screen. You muppet. Right, where was that now? Jesus. So this document I've been working off, by the way, this is how sad I am. Where are we now? Come down here. Oh, Jesus, will you come down the road, will you? There we go. I currently have 132 pages with 42,915 words. I don't get out much. But anyway, part 7, that's what we're doing tonight. And the title for this one is The Spanish Ulcer. Ooh. So after crushing Austria at Austerlitz and humiliating Prussia at Osterstad, well, Napoleon believed that European land war was over. Russia had made peace. Austria and Prussia lay fairly quiet. Only Britain remained defiant, untouchable behind the Channel and sustained by commerce. And Napoleon couldn't storm London by ship. The Royal Navy's triumph at Trafalgar had made that clear. His answer was economic warfare, the continental system. It was a sweeping embargo aimed at severing Britain from European markets. Napoleon issued decrees at Berlin and Milan forbidding all trade with the English nation. Most continental rulers complied, but Portugal, Britain's oldest ally, and Spain mirrored in corruption and decline. They could not enforce the blockade. Determined to close the Iberian Peninsula by force, Napoleon struck a secret bargain with Spain's powerful favourite Manuel Godoy under the Treaty of the Fontainebleau, which we visited last week, and that happened in October 1807. Portugal would be partitioned, the north given to France, the south given to Spain, and Godoy would receive his own principality. France gathered 28,000 conscripts dubbed the Army of Gironde under General Jean Andoch Junot at Bayonne, ready to march through Spain as allies. In reality, well, they were vanguards of occupation. The plan assumed Spanish passivity, quick compliance and smooth logistics. Assumptions, of course, that would unravel almost immediately. Neo, thank you very much indeed, you absolute legend, for 40 months. Cheers, buddy. TK, shag off. But anyway, boring. I'm going to sleep now. Anyway, so Junot's columns crossed the Pyrenees in November 1807. Torrential rain and mud slowed the march. Supplies failed, discipline failed, yet Portugal lacked the forces to resist. The Prince Regent João, later King John VI, decided flight was his only option. With a British fleet commanded by Sir Sidney Smith anchored in the Tagus, the royal family evacuated to Rio de Janeiro. Servants loaded trunks of silver onto the ships. 14 cartloads of plate were left on Lisbon's quays in the panic to sail before Junot arrived. Had the French marched even faster, they might have captured the fleet and ended Portugal's monarchy. Instead, they entered Lisbon unopposed in December. Junot proclaimed the House of Braganza was disposed and announced that Portugal would henceforth be governed in Napoleon's name. There was no pretense of liberation or legality. In Madrid, Godoy realised Napoleon had used Spanish soldiers and roads for nothing. His promised principality evaporated. Ooh. Or should do an exam after one of these history services. There's a test at the end of this, just so you know, right? Right, quick check on our machine. We're going the right way. Spain's own monarchy at the time was collapsing. King Charles IV, indecisive and ageing, he relied heavily on Godoy. His son, Ferdinand, Prince of the Asturias, loaded both of them. In March 1808, a palace coup at the Aranjuez forced Charles to abdicate in Ferdinand's favour. Crowds celebrated. Reform seemed possible. Napoleon saw opportunity. French forces had been slipping into Spain for months on the pretext of reinforcing Junot. And by spring 1808, more than 100,000 French troops occupied strategic towns and fortresses. some seized by Russes, and such as encouraging garrisons to join snowball fights and then refusing to leave. Napoleon summoned both kings to Bayonne, coerced them into renouncing the throne, and offered it to his brother Joseph Bonaparte, or Joseph. The manoeuvre was breathtakingly cynical. Ferdinand believed that he was restoring the crown to his father, but in reality, Napoleon had already taken it. To enforce his dynastic coup, Marshal Joachim Murat marched into Madrid with French troops. Napoleon assumed Spain would accept the change as readily as it had accepted new rulers in Italy or indeed in Holland. He badly misread the national mood. Strap, hola, good evening. Mr. Pauly is here, welcome aboard. On the 2nd of May 1808, Dos de Mayo, rumours that the last Spanish royals were being deported sparked a riot in Madrid. Armed with knives, stones, sticks and raw courage, ordinary Madridians, I don't know what you call people from Madrid, but anyway, they attacked Murat's cavalry and also the Mameluke guards. French artillery mowed them down. By nightfall, hundreds lay dead. Murat executed 200 more the next day. Napoleon dismissed the violence as a minor riot. Spain did not. News of the massacre ignited insurrection across the peninsula. Local juntas declared loyalty to Ferdinand, priests preached a holy war, peasants dug up old muskets and forged pikes. Bands of guerrilleros, a term meaning little war, guerrillas, ambushed couriers, murdered foraging parties and disappeared into mountains. Cities like Zaragoza and Gerona prepared to resist with ferocious determination. The uprising was neither spontaneous nor leaderless. It was a national war rooted in Catholic faith, provincial identity, and the hatred of foreign occupation. Britain saw its chance to reopen the land war against Napoleon. So in July 1808, Spanish General Francisco de Castano encircled and defeated General Pierre Dupont's corps at Belen in Andalusia. 18,000 French soldiers surrendered, the first mass capitulation of a Napoleonic army. Napoleon later called Belen an incurable wound. The myth of French invincibility was shattered. European courts rejoiced. Prussia and Austria suddenly reconsidered resistance. Meanwhile, Britain sent an expeditionary force under Sir Arthur Wellesley, the future Duke of Wellington. And in August, he routed Junot's detachments at Jaca and Fimero, demonstrating that disciplined British line infantry could indeed withstand French columns. But diplomacy intervened, and the Convention of Sintra allowed Junot's army to evacuate Portugal aboard British ships, complete with their plunder, under the claim that Napoleon would have offered no quarter had the roles been reversed. British public opinion erupted in scandal. Wellesley was recalled, though he would soon return, and Spanish resistance stiffened. Zaragoza's defenders held out under a brutal siege, with the Augustina of Aragon famously firing a cannon when male gunners fell. Ooh, that's where we're heading, this neck of the woods. Brilliant. Girona, or you mean Girona? Could be Girona. Muse fan had a... I don't believe you. It wasn't Crash. No way, man. Madridians. Let's go with that. That works. What airports? Little Nambat doesn't have it. Kazaki, I would just go with, the VOR. ZAR. Just go with that VAR. Jesus, look at this view we have here, lads. This is unbelievable. Now, furious at his marshal's failures, Napoleon marched himself into Spain in November 1808 with 200,000 veterans. His presence transformed the battlefield. He swept aside Spanish armies at Tudela and also Somosierra, where Polish lancers captured a mountain pass in a daring charge. He retook Madrid, reinstalled Joseph as king, yet the victory was hollow. Napoleon's forces controlled roads and cities, but he didn't control the countryside. Spanish fighters melted away, harassing French detachments, ambushing convoys, and murdering messengers. Meanwhile, Britain sent a new army under Sir John Moore. Moore advanced boldly towards Valladolid, threatening French communications, and Napoleon wheeled north to catch him, but he could not. Moore retreated across the mountains over to La Coruna, fighting off Marshal Soult's pursuit long enough for his troops to embark. He was killed in the rear guard. Napoleon soon departed for Central Europe to face Austria's renewed threat, leaving behind an occupation that had already swallowed more than 300,000 French soldiers. In Spain, he had won battles, but not the war. Now, we'll continue on more, but just to recap, right? So the idea was close off all the trade. I want a full trade embargo. No one is going to be feeding into trade here in Europe, especially from Britain. I'm going to control all of this, right? And it didn't really happen. So he went by force. He said, right, well, I'll go over there myself to stop the British from trading. So he went to Portugal, as in through his servants. He sent soldiers to Portugal to try and solve the problem. The Portuguese royals, Jesus, the French are coming, and they legged it, right? But Spain, which was very interesting in this, and if you look at the timeline here, we're 1808, 1809, Spain kind of continued on this sort of fashion because that was a country that was not very united, which, you know, you'd see much later on over the next 120 years, right? There was all different factions and factors in with Spain. Now, to rally the troops or rally the nation, as it were, it was very much done under the religious pretense, right? Catholicism, which was very strong in Spain, considering, well, they had massive fighting when it came to, was it the Moors, right? Basically, Arabs coming up, and a lot of Spain is still scarred from that. When I say scarred, you can see the scars of where massive control, massive battles had taken place, and all sorts of mad history goes into that. But from Napoleon's perspective, here he was, as he always did, just, you know, cracking the whip, and everyone will do what I say because this is what happens. For the first time in his career, it didn't happen. And not only that, for the first time in his career, the French suffered a massive loss. 17,000 troops. They weren't killed, but they were captured. They gave up. This was a massive blow. Meanwhile, everyone else in Europe started licking their lips, thinking, well, hang on a second, this Napoleon fella maybe isn't all the bells and whistles. And what fascinates me about all that is, well, sure, the very same happened during the Roman Empire, the Roman Republic time, in particular the Roman Republic. If Caesar kind of were to lose a battle, well, sure, the Germans flared up under Vercingetorix. The same thing starts to happen. Much later on in the Second World War, the same thing happened with Nazi Germany, particularly when they headed over to Russia. They were pushed back. Suddenly, Blitzkrieg and all these things were not the formidable force they were made out to be. You could see chinks in the armour. And the very same is happening here with Napoleon 120 years before that. Interesting stuff. Cornwolf, bonus points, whoever can spot 3 Easter eggs. Oh wait, hang on. Cornwolf, what did you say? The 777 freighter Firefly Air cargo livery is now live on the website. Oh, good man yourself. Thank you very much indeed. Soaring AJ had a CTD. I don't believe you. Cornwolf, cheers to that, buddy. Oh, come here. Can you do one for the 737-8? Right? You know, the old cargo. I'm just asking, you know. Bonus points, just 3 Easter eggs. Oh, Jesus. Adam Powell is here. A very good evening. Can the co-pilot fly the aircraft yet in flight sim? Not natively. There are options that we have now with, say, intentions, and that the co-pilot, following checklists, can control systems and components of your aircraft. And it actually works really, really well, especially with the PMDG 737. They've done a great job there. So yeah, it's kind of moving that direction, isn't it? 'Tis brilliant. But anyway, we're getting very close to our first stop of the night, and it is here in Pamplona. Pamplona, we have 2 runways, 15 or 33. So let me see. Pamplona, if we were to jump on and get the ATIS, if there is an ATIS. There's no ATIS. Let's see. CTAF, there's a ground approach or tower. Try approach. Pamplona, this is November 235 Romeo Mike, a TBM 850. Request weather information at Lima Echo Papa Papa. All they can say is no. Alright, we're going to slow down this machine. Autopilot coming off.
November 235 Romeo Mike, wind 020 at 27, QNH 1011.
Roger, winds, thank you very much. 020. Runway 33 is what we're after, lads. So let's ease off some of the power here. We're going to go inertia separator. We're going to go landing lights. And we're going to plan to land on runway 33. So a bit of space on this one, so we'll just fly out this direction. And our speed so far dropping off. Oh, such a man alive in the TBM, isn't it gorgeous? And like, okay, you've is it a 930 or a 940? That's default, lads. 930, I think, isn't it? But I love the 850. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, this master caution is only telling us that we've opened up the inertia separator. The 930, yeah. Still a great airplane. Love the TBM, man. Alright, yaw dampener off. Because we're going to be throwing some flaps into this there now in a moment. Not to flaps. That allows us to bring the power back a little bit more, increase our drag. And I can see the runway down there with everyone going in to land on it. So we'll just turn off the name tags here for the moment. And our speed is dropping off. Just mind that mountain there in front of us. In fact, does not look gorgeous. See the wind turbines on this little mountain here ahead of us. Jesus, that's gorgeous. Bit of trim here to help us out. See the wind farm? That's gorgeous, isn't it? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Okay, windshield heaters can come off. Cabin temperature now up to 26 degrees. Grand, we can cool that one off. And we'll just do it now with visual approach, runway 33. 400 feet a minute, uh-oh. Stu, go around! This is our first stop of the night. 2 more after this one. So there's our airport. I can see a couple of aircraft down there already. Just got to be mindful of this mountain just here, look. Jeez, isn't that only gorgeous looking, isn't it? Spain is deadly to fly around. It's gorgeous. Alright, ramble in. Looking good. Just minding that mountain. Look at that, the way they have the wind farm or the wind turbines all along the ridge. That's cool looking, isn't it? Malky, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's gorgeous looking. Look at the lights there behind us, look. Or the turbines. Okay, speed 127. Let's drop the gear. Landing gear are coming down. Beautiful. That's going to add a lot more drag. There's the base of the runway. We can probably turn in here now. Heli Flyer, good to see you, buddy. Playing catch up with the Comanche 250. Nice. Nice choice of aircraft, man. Alright. So our first stop of the night, we can see the Pyrenees way off there in the distance, look. Absolutely gorgeous. Who's that there now? There's Ryder. There's the airport. We're just doing a nice kind of sweeping approach in. Again, we've high ground there to our right, so we want to keep an eye on it. Famous for running of the Bull Festival. Oh, good man, Viper. Had a nice flight around Catalonia on Friday. Yeah, it's gorgeous scenery here, isn't it? It's stunning. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Alrighty, keep her going in. Speed is looking good. Get the power back a little bit. Second notch of flaps. And approach speed around 100 now. And eyes front to see. Can we see the runway? Yes, we can. We're a little bit shallow. Follow the road in and then hang a left. Let's hope there aren't any bulls at the FBO, right? I have a pair of knees. They're under my desk. Lovely pair of knees. Look how quick our cabin temperature dropped just when I'm turning off the AC. It dropped like friggin' 18 degrees there. That's just how cold it is outside. Outside air temperature, 28 Fahrenheit. What's that in old money? -2 degrees. The way you treat them, I'm sure they are bruised. My knees? Yes. You have a nice pair of knees until you bash them off the desk. I haven't now bashed my knee in quite some time, you know. It's muscle memory. The last time I did that, it really hurt. Now, every now and again, I unfortunately bash me heel off the legs of me chair, and that gives you the sort of pain like stepping on Lego. You know, you can't explain it to people. It's ferocious pain. And words pop into your head that you want them to leave via your mouth, but you must control yourself, for you would upset, you know, everyone. Do you know what I mean? Bashing of knees in 3, 2, 500. Approach looking good. Alright, power is set nicely. 100 knots. We're a little bit high over the Pappies, but that's okay. Jays, look at the building, how close it is to the runway. See there on the left? Like a mill or something. Jesus. That's why we have an extended threshold, look. That's mad. And a 747 is taken off. And of course, it's midlife Rex. Good man, Rex. Right, easy now. Decision height. We're landing. Gear is down. Flaps are set. Power's looking good. Mertz, good to see you. Need to get the Mosa wheel out and try and bash your knees off the clamp. Right. Not as bad as stepping on a stonefish.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Old veteran. Jesus. Right. Easy now. Power to idle. Bleed off the speed. Little bit long, but sure, we'll take it. Get down there now, Jemima. Touchdown. Watch the nose. Small bit of beta. Out of beta. Flaps in. Welcome to our first stop of the night. Pamplona. Isn't it only gorgeous? Gorgeous. Alright, we'll do a quick Yui here. Michael McEnany, good to see you, buddy. We got ourselves turned around. And we'll taxi on back. Jeez, this airport is lovely. Isn't it a gorgeous location? Gorgeous. Right. So our plan here is going to be takeoff. Our next stop, not too far down the road, Zaragoza. What's your speed, Murph? Easy now. We got loads of folks on the ground here. Don't forget to check your fuel if you need fuel. Oh, Jesus. Stay going. Oh, Jesus. Brilliant. Jesus, who was that in the Fuga? QC Frank, you mad devil. Hey, there goes Sunjammer. I say the photogrammetry here now is absolutely insane. I think I did my first group flight with the Fireflies into Pamplona. No way, Malky. That's awesome. Alright. Notch your flaps to take off. Yous are all taking off the wrong way, but sure, look it. November 243 Golf is vacuum. Zaragoza has the famous Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady of the Pillar. It's worth visiting. Ooh, nice. Right, sit tight here for the minute. Let's go ahead and get heading resynced. Heading is set. And we were saying 7,000 again. Might go a little bit lower this time. Let's call it 5,000. We'll arm that. Vertical speed mode for 2,000 feet a minute is good. Runway heading is good. Flaps are set to take off. There were lots of murder, death kill in the Pyrenees that night. Wait, what? Oh yeah, with us. Oh god, yeah. Alright, let's go flying. Takeoff power set. Speed live. Here's 60. We're looking for around 85 knots here to rotate. There's 80. 85. Oopsie daisy. Pause, the rate of climb. And indicating. Gear up. Tapping our toe brakes. Go ahead, bring the flaps in. Yaw dampener on. And engage autopilot. Heading. Engage our climb. Good. That view needs a little bit of a tweak. Something like that, I'd say. Almost. Number 9, Murph. Hello. Okay, watch the speed. IAS mode now. Watch your torque. 850 mode. Inertial separation off. The performance of this machine, lads, it's just brilliant. We've got a King Air beside us as well with grey skies. Looking good, man. Alright, let's try and get a bit of the heat back in here. So heat's climbing. We're in heading mode. We're going to make a left turn here now in a moment. Once the coast is clear, which it is, no terrain. Left turn over to 240 degrees. There she be. Alright. Absolutely freaking gorgeous. We like the tunage, lads. We like the tunage. Off some of the speed. Another left turn. Let's get ourselves on our magenta line. Let's call it 120 degrees. Go ahead and arm our nav mode. And Man, isn't that absolutely gorgeous though, isn't it?
It's a big 10-4, good buddy.
It's an absolute machine. Hexplosions, thank you very much indeed for 4 months. What do you call a dwarf sidekick who escaped from prison? A small, medium, at large. Very good, Hex. Very, Jesus, that was good. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm on there now. Bit of tunage. Man alive, look at that. That looks so good, doesn't it? What a beautiful aircraft. It's kind of windy up here. Right turn coming in. Man, look at the wind. On yourself, Kane. Next airport, Lima, Echo, Zulu, Golf. Man alive, isn't that gorgeous? The fleet behind us? That's the Fireflies. And they look absolutely savage. Oh, look at that. Hello, Fireflies. gorgeous. Right, let's have a quick look. So speed is looking good, about 190. Altitude is looking good. Make sure our barrow is reset. I thought we were a teeny tiny bit low, so we'll reset the barrow. Man, look at that countryside. So there it goes. That's our next stop. We shall continue on with the learning and the reading of what it is we need to cover. So the Ulcer of Empire. The war mutated into a grinding ulcer. Spanish guerrillas attacked anything that moved. Marshal Jean-Baptiste Jourdan complained that a soldier risked his life fetching water. Foraging parties needed escorts, dispatch riders rode in pairs, small garrisons barricaded themselves at night. French reprisals, executions, village burnings, forced contributions, well, they only deepened the hatred. Even Napoleon's brothers violated the continental system by smuggling British goods through their own kingdoms. Britain seized the initiative. Wellesley returned to Lisbon in 1809, fortified the lines of Torres Vedras, and repelled Marshal Massena's invasion of Portugal. He then advanced slowly into Spain, capturing Badajoz, but they're J's and they're Z's in Spain. Doesn't their Z sound like a H and a J a Z or something? Anyway. They also got the Ciudad Rodrigo, winning at Salamanca and eventually liberating Madrid again. The Peninsular War drew in massive resources, and by 1812, Napoleon had between 200,000 and 300,000 men all scattered out through the Iberian Peninsula. Supplies, money and marshals were drained from Central Europe at a time Napoleon was already planning his next campaign. Part 7. This is all about the point that's marked by Napoleon's story. It's the midpoint of everything that we've come to learn about him. He was confident from Austerlitz and Jena. He tried to dictate the fate of Iberia and encountered a national resistance unlike any he had ever faced. His attempt to enforce economic strangulation of Britain by conquering Portugal and Spain led instead to a protracted guerrilla war. The Peninsular conflict bled France white, empowered Britain, and ignited independence movements in Spanish America. By 1812, Napoleon's empire was vast, but the cracks were widening. He could soon step onto Russian snow, leaving the Spanish Ulcer to fester and ultimately contribute to his downfall. Next week, we actually go to Russia. We're going to be flying toward Moscow as we cover the story of Napoleon advancing to the east. That aircraft we're going to fly in is the Black Square Starship, Mad Ted, and we're going to be flying into Russia next week, which should be interesting. There is some very, very nice terrain out over that neck of the woods, and some of the landmarks, I think, are the Drzewicki design landmarks, so it's definitely going to be interesting. And of course, history repeats itself, as we know, with armies trying to attack Russia in the winter or Britain by sea. Well, history has a fierce habit of repeating itself. So it's going to be absolutely mad. So this is very much, as we go to part 7, 3 remain, 7, 8, 9, and then we'll have our final one in a freaking airship that I haven't a clue how to fly. But let's not worry about that right now. So next week is going to be in the Starship flying into Russia, which I think is going to be fantastic. Kate Lafford, I'm telling you, you're on point next week. Filthy, very good evening to you. So Spain, and again, you draw comparison, right? Spain during the, antiquities, and then, with Caesar and Pompey. Pompey got the name Gnaeus Pompey Magnus, for multiple reasons, but mainly his triumphs in Spain. Pompey the Great, right? And then later Caesar, it was said in Spain, Caesar came across a statue of Alexander the Great, and seemingly Caesar wept. Here was this man, Alexander, who accomplished so much in his life, and here's Caesar. What did he have to do? It gave him the metaphorical kick up the jacksie to get into gear and start doing things. And Caesar, of course, controlled Iberia when the Roman Republic was being forged into empire. And for countless centuries later, Spain was always there. But it had its own challenges throughout history, as I said, be it with the Moors coming up and Spanish independence, all sorts of political intrigue in Spain itself, which is a massive country. And Spain is beautiful, man. I mean, a lot of us, mostly Europeans, Spain is like, it's a huge holiday destination, in particular when it comes to like the south of Spain, you know, the east coast, and indeed its Canary Islands. But Spain as an empire, throughout the years, fascinating. Christopher Columbus and so on. So like, when you have the imperial establishment of Spain, Isabella, you know, Frederick and so on, Spain always kind of seen itself as being friendly with the French, but not necessarily allied. There were some agreements that, yes, you had the, you know, Spanish Navy and the French Navy working close together. And that can be said, you know, operating up closer to Northern Europe. But it wasn't the case that they had this sort of, you know, forever long friendship. They had a common enemy. You know, what's that saying? My enemy's enemy is my friend. You know what I mean? So they were all battling against the British Empire. So it's very interesting to kind of see Ferdinand, of course, and all the, like, it's fascinating stuff. Spanish history, fascinating, and it's you know, learning this, learning the, you know, the history. Doing this series definitely drew back the curtain on a lot of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Drawing back the curtain is, you know, I'm looking in now at Spanish history and I'm thinking, jeez, the amount of stuff that went on here, do you know? And then you get all the way up to, you know, not so modern times, but certainly, you know, 90 years ago, 80 years ago, 70 years ago under Franco, and the madness that goes on or went on. You know, and how Spain is today. It's a fascinating country. And I have to say, like, it's you know, I've met so many Spanish people. They're lovely people. There was even genealogy reports, like, you know, they were saying that a lot of the Irish up this neck of the woods now, you know, you chase back bloodlines. A lot of them came from northern Spain. Why in the name of let's go somewhere colder with more rain? Do you know what I mean? But that goes back into our own genealogy. It's very, very interesting. Kazaki, I think it is. That's why it's not coming up right. ZAR is the local VOR point. So we'll do a quick splash here and then stay going, you know. The Irish invented Spain. Oh, we did. Yeah, we did it on a Tuesday. But yeah. It's very, very, it's fascinating stuff. It really is. Same with France, though. Like, I'm learning so much about France, and a lot of the systems, laws that we have today, well, you know, I was aware a lot of it kind of started with Alexander. More of it was kind of enforced by Caesar and the Romans. And then Napoleon came along and kind of, you know, chiseled them into stone for us. It's fascinating stuff. And look at the state of the country. Isn't it gorgeous? So we're going to be landing here. As I say, quick touch. It's given me 4 runways. Well, 2 runways. 12 right, 12 left, 30 left, 30 right. And I'll see if we can communicate with ATC here using some say intentions. So let's see what happens here. Zaragoza. Let's see if we can grab some weather information. We have approach. And we'll give them a bell and see what they say. Zaragoza, November 235 Romeo Mike. We're a TBM. Request weather information for Lima Echo Zulu Golf. Whoosh. It's mainly the avionics.
November 235 Romeo Mike. Wind 350 at 23 QNH 1009er.
Roger the winds, thank you. November 5 Romeo Mike. Okay, winds are 350, so we're going to go for one of the 30s. Runway elevation 862 feet. So the difference between the 850 and the 930, the biggest difference is the avionics suite. The 850 features that of this beautiful steam gauge cockpit. It is absolutely freaking gorgeous, right? The 930, of course, has modern avionics, the glass cockpit. It's the same engine. It's funny, people were like, oh, it's using default sounds. It's the same Pratt & Whitney PT6 engine. The exact same engine. So they do sound very, very close. I don't even think you tell the difference. Maybe during the initial kind of engine whine, do you know what I mean? But let's see what happens here. We're going to chase heading mode for this one, and I'd say we're going to keep the heading true. So it's a course 156 degrees. Keep flying straight. We will overfly the airfield. I'm hoping we'll get to see it here now in a jiffy. If I try one of those, and it should be just over there somewhere. I don't see it yet. Again, we got these wind turbines up in the mountains, man. It's freaking gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. My coffee, many happy returns, buddy. Many happy returns. Sorry, Stu. I didn't mean to. We hate to see you leave, but we love. Right, we hate to see you go, but we love to watch you leave. You know what I mean? Brilliant. Pardon me. So tomorrow, we're going to be doing some X-Plane tomorrow at 11 o'clock Zulu, 1100 Zulu, and. I don't know what I'm flying yet, but we'll figure that one out in the morning. Then tomorrow night, we're back in Euro Truck Simulator. We're going for a spin up in the Nordic neck of the woods. Wednesday night, we're bringing this week's Flight Sim news. Thursday, we have a double stream. We're going to be doing some Navigraph Academy for the first half. And then we have a VATSIM flight. Again, lads, I'm loving the 737-800. What can I tell you? I just enjoy flying that machine, especially on VATSIM. So we're going to be flying that one on Thursday night, flying out of Las Vegas, heading over to San Francisco. Now, if you can't land here, lads, don't worry, because if it doesn't actually draw in the airport for you, we can just overfly it or do a low pass. So don't worry about actually stopping here. We can circle around the area and we can spend a bit more time maybe over in Madrid. So if you don't want to land here, don't land here. There's no panic at all. I've yet to see the airport. I think it's over here. We're 5 miles, no, we're 10 miles out. Yeah, it is that. This is literally going to be a runway, so I wouldn't worry. It's almost 10 p.m. here. It's 9:45 here. Yeah. See if it shows on chase plane and go to the tower. Sci Voltage, good to see you. Tower view. Where does it tell me what tower it's in? This doesn't look right. Look at the view there, though. Isn't that savage? That's just random tower. Yeah, interesting. I'd say there's no buildings here, you know? It's there for sure. You just landed there. Is there any buildings there, Vulcan? There's just something trying to render and saying that, look. Advantages of having Navigraph, I suppose. Alright, keep going. We're going to overfly the runway. We're going to plan for a runway 30 left, probably. And we can drop down altitude and do a quick stop here. Not much. I'm 7 hours ahead of you. No way, man. The power of the time continuum. But yeah, next week, I'm very excited for next Monday's flight for 2 reasons. One, I haven't flown the Starship in ages, and that is an incredible airplane. And 2, I haven't flown in Russia in I don't know how long, so that's going to be interesting as well. And yes, there's all sorts of, you know, we'll park all of that, lads. I'm more interested in learning, easing out, some of the historical context, if that's okay. Yes, brilliant. Heading mode now, Bajani. Let's see what happens. And I watch your 2 a.m. stream. 2 a.m. Jeez. So my 11 o'clock in the morning is your 2 a.m. Hey, it's lazy. That's pretty mad. But I appreciate you, bud. Thank you very much. Is that the Jefferson Starship? We'll have to play that music next week. The Black Square Starship. It's so good. Yeah, look at this, man. It's like, yep, there's nothing here really, but there is, you know. Be grand. Newfoundland, good to see you, buddy. Happy New Year. Hope you're well. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Alright, so we're going to be... The runway's now behind us. All these buildings are like in... Yeah, it's not ideal if you don't have this. Area 53, right? Hey, Maverick Mike is here. Good to see you, bud. Welcome aboard. Welcome in, man. Now let's have a look here. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba. I just heard myself talking. Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, it's here in Navigraph, but like it doesn't have a lot of information. Just look at the terrain here, look. Okay, course correction. Let's go 120 degrees. And let's start slowing this machine down. So we're going to go inertial separator on. Cabin temperature 24 degrees, leave as is. Landing lights on. And easy does it. You have a fully rendered runway. Yeah, I think the runway is rendered, but nothing really else. So that's going to be behind us. It's going to be interesting. Master caution, just to let us know the inertial separator is now out. We're going to disengage our yaw dampener, disengage our autopilot. Continue bringing that power down. Easy now. Start dropping a small bit of altitude, but not too steep. And we'll start a bit of a left turn. Get a notch of flaps into it. Give us some drag. There is freeware for here. Oh, nice, Nighthawk. Nice. Alright, watching our turn. Rate of descent now 1,000 feet a minute. Let's drop the gear. Give us a bit of drag. Alright. Man, I love chase plane. Jesus. It's so good, isn't it? Like, it's so good. Oh wow, look at the cathedral out there. Nice. Was that the cathedral Viper Strike was talking about? Curious as to why it's all blurred out. It's just a military installation. It looks gorgeous down here. Look at the lovely squares they have with fountains and stuff. That's gorgeous, man. So it looks like you guys are going for runway 30 right. We'll do that for the crack. The laugh is, while this might be a blurry mess on Bing Maps, it's crystal clear on Google. No way. Mostly flying GA now due to only having 8 gigs of VRAM. I run a 4K TV, the sim resolution downscaled to 3K. Below that looks bad. Still not enough VRAM for airliners. I refuse to go back to my little 1080p. Maverick Mike? Aw, dude. Yeah, pushing the sim into 4K, it's really going to push your resources, man. Really is. Like 4K, the difference, it is massive. It really is versus high definition. You go to 4K in your sim, the difference is just mad. Like Gibbo was trying to convince me for ages, and I gave him like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, I jumped into 4K and I was like, oh man. And it's the same with HDR. I'm not using HDR because I can never configure my stream to properly display it over on OBS. It never looks right. So yeah, man, it's I'm okay without HDR, but I know HDR makes a beautiful impact as well. All right, 30 right, we're lining up on. What's your speed coming in? It is windy, 27 knots. We'll display the name tags just for landing. Goose is on 2K both screens. Yeah, that's the happy medium. What GPU? Ryzen, it's a 5090. Using HDR in 24 at the moment, after fixes to it and an OLED, it feels like a graphic jump alone. Yeah. Like, that's what I mean. HDR with an OLED? Unbelievable. After this, what flight path? We're going to be flying from Zaragoza straight into Madrid. I'm able to run text resolution on low and it still looks good to save a bit of VRAM. Okay. And the wind is playing a bit of havoc here. On the glide slope. No airport here on the Xbox. Yeah, Mouse, I think it's injected by Navigraph. They provide the nav data, so you're using a 3070 Ti. Goose, that's a decent card though, man. I will say this, I mean, the global situation at the moment in terms of availability and pricing of hardware, you know, there's never been as much reliance on Asobo and Microsoft to really get performance into this sim. As good as it performs now, it'd be better to get even more performance. We're getting DLSS 4.5 tomorrow with 6x frame gen. Who's that with, Energizer? In the sim? 500. Goose is using TAA. I use TAA at the moment. Six times.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Damn, I'm good is here. Norris Viking, thanks for turning off me shagging lights. Oh, it's coming from Nvidia. Ooh. But will the sim be able to handle that? They're doing a CES presentation tomorrow. Aha, so they won't release it tomorrow. Would that be right? The only good part about having to be able to work on Xbox, it dumbs things down. Man, the wind here is tricky. Extra frame gen is only for 50 cards. Yeah, but like, easy. The sim won't be able to use that straight away though. Am I right in saying that? This is floaty McGoaty. Easy. Man, that wind. Power to idle. Watch the speed. Come on, Murph, get her down. There we go. Into beta. Hold the nose. Hoping my Sapphire RX 5070 can handle the sim. I know, I say it will, Super Tie. I know, it definitely will, man. It's dynamic frame gen, so it should adjust your monitor's refresh rate. Really? We have FSR on the red side. Yeah, FSR, absolutely. Super Tie, I think you're going to be fine with that graphics card, man. Went from Gen 4 with a 3080 to 5th Gen with 5090. Yeah. The card came out 6 years ago or so. An RX 57 XT. It's equivalent to a 30 series from Nvidia, I'd say, is it? I don't have the airport runway, and the hubby does. We're on the same house. Mrs. GPHI, you're looking in the wrong direction. Look up. Simflight F4. Bonsoir, monsieur. Good evening. Hope you're well. Smack him. Smack him. I'm intrigued about this 6x stuff, lads. So, does that mean we can use that in the sim straight away, or we have to wait for the sim to be updated to use 6x frame rate or frame gen? I mean, how the frig is that going to work? 6 times? If she looks up, she's actually looking down. Agreed. The Maverick Mike, thank you very much indeed. 8 months, man. Cheers, bud. Appreciate you, man. 3070 runs fine, 75 FPS. Ooh. Kazaki, that's on 2020 though, right? Ah! I flew through someone. Terribly sorry. It's designed for those 500 megahertz monitors we're starting to see. 500 megahertz though, I mean, for crying out loud. There's Ghost. Right. So tight here now. We're not waiting here long, fellers, because not everyone has the airport. So, let us plan to get out of here fairly lively. Let's go ahead and arm 5,000 feet. Heading is already armed. Riot. Caleb says you could do it with the DLS swapper, maybe. Maybe. First you're looking at your rear, then you go to... Sorry, Sue! Jesus! Right, power coming in. Poor old Stewart has been... You know... We've taken advantage of him. Takeoff power set. Airspeed alive. And the sounds. Oh, yeah. 85. Oopsie daisy. Dangerous camera position on takeoff, but I don't care. Looks great. Gear up. Alright. Autopilot. Engage. Flaps in. Yaw damper. Jesus. Yaw damper on. You've just started a hype train, someone. You're mad. I remember when 120 Hz was the big thing. Yeah. Really liking Rex Atmos. Love the preset automatically loads. Oh, does it, Maverick? That's nice, man. I think they kind of needed like some sort of automation to that. Very powerful system, but I just couldn't get my head around it. You know what I mean? Into 850 mode. Inertia separator coming off. It's 0 degrees outside. So we're climbing up to 5,000. And we're going to be heading all the way over to Madrid. It's about 140 miles, lads. It's a nice run, this one. And we want to be able to explore the region. So it's going to be a left turn here. Let's call it 230 degrees. Armor nav mode. Dennis is using a 9070. From time to time, you get a VRAM limit window pop-up. Ooh. Caleb, makes sense. So the 6 times frame gen won't be available till early spring. Okay. Alright, 140. Let's go IAS mode. 1,000 feet to go. Oh, the hell of a turn this is. Look at that. We're looking good, Big R. We're looking good. Ooh, the turnage. Good man, Rex. I'd love to know what Rex is actually flying. I've always asked him that and I've never seen him in the chat. Rex, if you're in the chat, will you say hello or something? Maybe he's in VR. Alright, speed looking good. Torque and power looking good. 850 mode. 24 degrees in the cabin. All is well in the realm. Riot. We'll do one of these again for those who are still flying. So, if you're on the Xbox, press 1. PC Pilots, press 2. Skynet, it's 3. And for everyone else who's enjoying a Monday like no other, will you press number 4? Yeah, baby. Big Al, good to see you, buddy. Zenith, welcome in. Big Al says, to be honest, Murph, all the AI and frame gen is just smoke and mirrors. Games and sims should be optimized to run on low-end cards. I agree, but you have a limit as to what you can actually push in terms of visuals. You know what I mean? But you do raise an important point. You called it a night sim as being incredibly difficult. Ah, Muse, did you get another CTD? Poor El Jivel. The stupid thing. The whole... I'll have to play that some night. The whole in load. There's a Postman Pat sketch done with Irish lads. Mother of God. Oh, now be Janie. Soaring had 3 CTDs. What? Jesus. Alright. 23 on PC, 1 on console, 2 using that. Saint Engines. 179 people enjoying the Monday evening plus a Murph. Thank you, Keen. Time to go farming. Nah, Musefan, hang on, what? Musefan says, nah, other stuff like me autopilot randomly disconnecting and plunging me into the ground when I'm in the kitchen. Oh, that'll definitely do it. Kazaki, question just before the poll hit. Sorry, Kazaki, we'll get to you. Murph, have you gotten a version of Airplane Heaven's B-25 for evaluation yet? Negative. Negative. I have reached out to them before, and no, they were like, no, we don't give our aircraft out. I think, to be fair, I think Airplane Heaven were burned quite a bit over the years from different folks, you know. Tarnish, I use 4 times frame gen. Becky Davies, good to see you. First time flying the TBM, having no luck at getting it to engage nav or GPS mode. Make sure you're set to GPS in your CDI, yeah? Are you in this, or are you in the TBM 850 or the 930? There's a button down here you must have turned on. Your autopilot trims master switch must be fully up. Alcofer, good to see you. Thank you for the follow. Oh, look at the state of that scenery, look. Jesus. Alcofer, good to see you. That switch in the sim default is overhead. Ah, okay. That's a nicer view. Let's edit. Is anyone else having the same fun with Chase Plane? Just like messing around with all the different ones? All the different views you can add in. It's absolutely deadly, lads. You can only have 2 times at your PC. It depends on your graphics card, but if you, yeah, like you can run 4 times. It only ever saves 2 times. Then you go in and manually do it. After I saw your CTD issues, yeah, I'm liking it. Come here, lads. There was a question on my YouTube video earlier on. Someone in the community is having issues with an Nvidia card. Usually it was AMD. They're having a problem with jagged edges and aliasing, but only at night time. I remember someone saying that they had that issue before, and I'm unsure did they ever get it solved. Do you know what I mean? A320, good to see you, bud. Welcome in. Larry has it too. There's no fix for it, so is there not? I saw it mentioned on the bug list over on the forums, but he was asking, did you know? The Impossible Face is having the same issue. That's nuts, lad. So at night time, when you go to zoom in, you're getting all sorts of jagged edges. So the question here is, are you using an Nvidia card or an AMD card? Because if it's an Nvidia card, I can kind of talk you around a potential fix for it. You're on AMD. I wonder, is there something in AMD that can do this, right? I don't know what the setting would be on AMD. If you were using Nvidia, if you open up your Nvidia control panel, right? Maybe there's something similar over on AMD. If you go into your program settings with Nvidia, make sure your flight simulator is selected, right? And you have this anti-aliasing mode. So you have a couple of things. You have anisotropic filtering. You can push that to like 16x. Then you have your anti-aliasing mode, whereby you can enhance the application or override it. I would put it on override the application setting using your Nvidia control panel. And then you have your anti-aliasing transparency, which you can then super sample to make it even sharper. So it really only seems to be affecting AMD, because the guy in the comments was on a friggin' Nvidia one. I was like, what? Well, that's not right. But he's having the same issue. Now it is flagged as a bug, so hopefully, you know, we don't have to wait too long for them to get it sorted. You know what I mean? I'm very lucky because my sim is running like an absolute glove. It's as sweet as a nut now, because you know, and it all comes down to the multiplayer model matching option. You know, give it a look the next time you fly. If you can only pick one aircraft on the marketplace, which one would you choose? That's going to be the kiss of death now, right? As soon as he said it, the sim crashed. An aircraft on the marketplace. It depends on what you want to do in terms of your style of flying. If you're looking for an airliner, I would recommend the Inibill's A350 or the A340 if it's on the marketplace. They're excellent aircraft, man. They're so good, right? If it's going to be general aviation, I would lean towards FS Reborn. Raoul does an incredible job with his fleet, and there's more aircraft coming, as we know. And they're beautiful airplanes. So, you have a lot of options on the marketplace. Wesley says the 350 runs bad though. I don't know. It runs like I much prefer the 340. You know, is that on? So the 350 on the marketplace is giving problems. Interesting. The Citation X, yeah, the Flight Effects Citation X that's a friggin' gorgeous plane as well. Anything FS Reborn, Black Square, or Hangar Studios, great shout. Hangar Studios do some beautiful general aviation aircraft. Stunning. PS Miranda is flying with the FSR 500. Yeah, that's a super plane, man. It's something to do with the compatibility with AMD drivers and the simulator's FPS system. Anyone with AMD problems, look up streamer Ancient Gameplays. He does all things AMD and he'll help you fix any AMD issue. Oh, nice. Cheers, Al. Is that like CPU as well? So what I've changed on my side, I'm now running everything in balanced mode, which I never really go balanced. But I can tell you this much: since I've put my PC into balanced, it used to be like run maximum performance. My CPU is behaving better across all cores. Which I know AMD prefers that, especially with an X3D chip, right? But it just works better on balanced. I'm really happy with this because, like, I'm working on my next video where I'm saying, right, see all these background apps, and then I put it into balance mode. And I was like, Jays, I haven't hit 70% in quite a while, or even 80%. Now it can happen, don't get me wrong, but overall the sim is just chugging along there at about 50 odd, 60 odd percent. Yeah, that's what I looked at, Scott. I checked out Jay's video and I was like, what? It can't be. And yeah, absolutely, it works. This past summer I had all kinds of issues with AMD graphics, mostly due to Adrenaline software, says Hermit. No way. It was overclocked too much. Recently I've been loving the Avro RJ and the Phoenix A320. Two exceptional aircraft, yes. The man knows some stuff. Yeah, he does. He's awesome, Scott. I had to watch him. He's very, very good. It would crash the card. Your Sapphire card is the non-overclock model. Yeah. Like, I remember Flight Sim never used to like any sort of overclocking. Even XMP didn't like it at all. Where is this now? You can all thank ASML for making the microchips for your power rigs. He seems to have a direct link to AMD, as they seem to check out his site as well. Oh, nice, Al. Where was the setting to change balance? Sorry for being lazy not to search. Just hit Windows, type in power, and you're looking to edit your power plan. Now, be careful. When you go into your balanced, change advanced power settings. Oh wait, hang on. Power options. Why did the shagging thing change? We're balanced, man. I'll show you this. When you go in to change... when you change the plan settings, go into the advanced ones, because if you put it onto balanced, you want to make sure that it's not going to turn off your USBs, it's not going to turn off anything on the PCI, and your processor states should be between 5% and 100%. Yeah, Roy, I was going to say that. So Bitsum was after launching me into friggin' power mode. Well, Jesus, stay away. Let me go into process lasso. Yeah, it's balanced here, look. Process lasso works very, very well. Very, very well. Any idea where the SimStaller file hides on PC? SimStaller. Ooh, not sure. If you're using Pro Balance mode, it should be good to go. Yeah. So even though Windows thinks I'm on like high performance, you know, this guy's running the shop. And if I go in and look at the cores, it's unbalanced. So I can see what it's doing. So it'll go from like 4.7 to 5.3 or whatever. Since I've changed it, everything's been running smoother. Very smooth, which is great, you know. Process Lasso, you can get like a free version of it. It is worth an out. It's worth it. It's a very powerful bit of software, potentially dangerous if you go mucking around in it. But just try out the different profiles. Try balance. Try high performance. It can do some pretty cool stuff. But I'm sure you can see from the screen here, like that's friggin' butter smooth out there. Butter smooth, right? I mean, I wasn't even getting this smoothness before. And like if I do my FPS counter, it's locked up on 20. It's just, the sim is purring right now. No, I use an AMD. It's a Ryzen 7 9800 X3D. They introduced a new FSR 4 for them, so that might be the issue. Ah, the new FSR. Haven't even bothered with it. With FSR. Jeff Fabiano, good to see you, man. I'm sure I am the very first person to say Happy New Year to you, but Happy New Year. Many happy returns, buddy. Hope you're well. Thank you so much indeed for 29 months. Hope you had a lovely Christmas, man. And you were flight simming this morning. Well, my time this morning, you know. I was in bed, but I need to catch out or catch your stream soon, bud. Oh, good. Nice. Let me see. Julian, welcome in. Thank you very much indeed. Or is it D. Julian? Thank you very much indeed for the follow. Jeff, what do you run on your simming PC? CPU and GPU? Is it NVIDIA or AMD, or is it a mix? Ian Fisher, good to see you. I can see Lasso and just use it for only cores and not the silly eco cores. Yeah, like AMD don't like shutting off certain cores either. You know? Is that just recommended for X3D chips? Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, balanced, yes. The other ones you can ramp them up on higher performance. Speed is looking good. We're about 80 miles out. Some beautiful countryside. Main PC is a 4090, the sim rig is a 3090, and that one has a 12900. Couldn't tell you what the sim rig is. Okay. With the X3D, man, I mean, things are running friggin' borderly smooth here. Now, there's frame gen and all this stuff got in, but it's doing quite well. You have the 7800 X3D, yeah, it should work on that too, yeah. Gav says, I've had to use FSR instead of NVIDIA because the NVIDIA settings, the sim twitched and the camera is rough. Ooh. Maxim TV, good evening. Good to see you, bud. Right, we're looking good, our altitude is shocking low, Bijani. I like a bit of danger. We'll hold it at this. There's a wind farm coming up, but I reckon we'll scrape it, you know. On your PC from 2021 with the 3090, it runs Flight Sim 24 great, however you're getting a PC crash from the WASM modules. Ah, no way. That's weird. So, it's like the hardware is crashing the WASM module. Are we going to hit that? We'll go over it and say. It's weird, like, WASM is always a friggin', you know, it's a lottery, right? I deleted everything inside the WASM folder, and since then it's been, touch wood, pretty good, right? I've had one or two WASM crashes, but like small stuff, as in like, you know, in the Comanche A2A WASM crash. Need to clean up the WASM folder? Yeah. The like I do the usual kind of stuff. Mr. TPHI mentioned this earlier on. Like there's a bit of kind of maintenance as flight simmers when it comes to our PC, right? I mean, there's NVIDIA cache or graphics cache that you need to clear out. There's your rolling cache that the sim will generate. But there's also other bits and bobs you can tidy up, likes of the scenery index files. Also a new, what's it called? You know, the configuration file? The config file, right? It does no harm every once in a while just moving that out, let the sim build a new one, and then compare like with like. That can actually give you a lot of performance back. Well worth it. Any Cape Town, that's a great airport. But yeah, the scenery index files, the cache, your rolling cache, it's amazing, like a couple of changes, you know. Melvin, good to see you. When is Sim Update 5 out? Your guess is as good as mine, man. They haven't even opened the beta for it yet, so I don't know, March, April maybe? And it depends on what Microsoft are going to be bringing out. Hey, Test Pilot, good to see you. Who remembers how much maintenance we had to do with FSX and P3D? Oh man, the whole thing was maintenance. Can you do a stream on how to do that in 2024? Which? Tarnish. Cyrus says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. True. Did you fly the air van? I was quite underwhelmed and the telemetry shook me to pieces on the motion platform. Really? I flew the 2020 version. It's an underpowered, slow-moving machine. And I think very good on 2020 because it brought a lot of features, you know, that 2020 didn't have. I haven't tried it in 2024 yet. I mean, it looks nice, but I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried the native 2024 version. I've been having too much fun, man. Between the PMDG 737, I'm really enjoying. That's my airliner kind of itch. But I mean, the TBM 850, this is a remarkable plane. It's my go-to whenever I'm going for flying, right? And anything black square, but also the Comanche's really, really nice. We flew the Comanche last night down the south of Ireland. It was absolutely gorgeous. We went from Birr to Cork to Kerry, and it's sublime. Just waiting on that black square caravan. Hell yeah. Also the Shrike as well, the 590. Ooh. Microsoft Flight Sim always clears your cache. Swiss Tony, good to see you. I used to start P3D each week because if you didn't, it wouldn't work. You had to pray to it sometimes, you know, to the old gods and to the new. Do you know? It'd be nice to have a clean Microsoft Flight Sim tool that does most of that cleanup. No, there is. Shrike is only the 500. Oh, is it? Right. So there's a program you can get over on flightsim.to. Here, I'll show you the gadget. If you're on PC, every single flight simulator pilot needs this. You just do, right? I need to find this now. Oh, Jesus. Right now, all downloads. It'd be in here, I suppose. Hang on now, we find this gadget for you lads. Now there's a caveat to this. What you need to do, if you're on NVIDIA, you need to turn off I'll show you what you need to do. So this is the program. It's called the cache removal tool. I'm going to put this in the chat for you. This is the one I use, and I think it's great. Now, it only works on NVIDIA GPUs. So that's another friggin' caveat, right? And what you need to do in order to make this work properly, and I mean properly, when you download it, go into your NVIDIA control panel, right? And what you need to do, inside the control panel, when it opens, you're going to go into global settings and you're going to ramble down to where it says shader cache size. Your shader cache size, you're going to change it from unlimited or whatever size you had it and disable it. You need to click disable. Apply will come up here in the bottom right. Then you need to restart your PC. Give your PC a restart and then open up the brand new app. It'll look, I have it buried over here, look. I really shouldn't be doing this while flying. When you open it up, it'll do this. Initializing and preparing for targeted cache cleaning. And off it goes. It's an automatic tool, right? Now, obviously, it cannot touch the files that are currently in use with the sim. Once it's finished, you click OK and it's done. Once it's done, go back into your NVIDIA control profile control panel, go into your shader cache and bring it back up to unlimited, and then you're good to go. Just continue on. But that will get rid of all those cache files where before you had to go diving into friggin' GX folder, all this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Playing a dangerous game, right? Danger's my middle name. What was it? What was the other one? Like a midget out of urinal? I had to stay on my toes. You know what I mean? Mag says, have you tried the toolbox from... Sorry, Mag. Links won't work in the chat. But if it's on over on flightsim.to, I'll have to check it out. Watermelon, good to see you. Hello from Eastern Tennessee. Hello from Tipperary. Good to see you, bud. So the 2024 toolbox, you call it. I haven't tried this, but it's worth a watch. My brain is sore already. I present you a little toolbox, which is a collection of some useful stuff. Just create the toolbox out of interest with AI. Oh, jeez. Right, okay. Airport duplicate manager. Shows which sceneries are duplicated. Okay, that's handy. BGL manager. Enable or disable them with a few clicks. Alright. SAM standard aircraft manager lets you enable and disable standard aircraft to keep your menu clean. Intro, replace intro. Clean caches tool. User buttons. Interesting. And then quick actions. Yeah, like, that's not a bad shout, actually. There's a lot of little tools and stuff that you can grab, you know? Mr. TPHI says, that tool works great. The exact steps I take. Yeah, it works really well. Fun fact, the person who made this is an avid tester at FS Reborn. No way. Does he look familiar when you look into a mirror? Right? There's a lot of tools and stuff out there for sure. Like the cache removal one, this is kind of like your I would say fortnightly kind of maintenance on your sim. Every 2 to 3, depending on how much you fly, but between 2 to 3 weeks, you want to be clearing out that cache. You want to be deleting the rolling cache, right, for scenery, and then maybe once a month or so, you'd want to be clearing out. Maybe not once a month, but maybe clear out the scenery index files and also clear out the WASM folders. It just keeps the thing up and running. And that other one, the config file, I need to go looking for that. Make a copy of it, and then if you delete that, the sim rebuilds one. It's like reinstalling the sim, but only like the app. That can do some good as well. Mauser says, the only way I can get the sim working on Xbox was not to download the whole sim. Interesting. No worries, Tarnish. Your screen blanked out as the driver updated. Which version of that cache tool do you need to download? There's only one. It's whatever one is on whatever sim you're using, Gav. Mr. Chippy! Mr. Chippy, Mr. Chippy. When I look in a mirror, I wonder who that old fella is staring back at me. Right? I'm currently clearing my Quality Street's cache. Quality Street. Did you notice how the boxes got smaller? Swiss says, what is the point of the cache then? Scenery cache and your graphics cache. Effectively, they're files that are saved with configuration settings and kind of performance nodes, right? And the idea being is that everything doesn't have to load in from zero to hero. It's Windows' way of trying to speed things up. But they can get a little bit kind of messed up and out of date and out of shape. JB Alberta, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. It also helps is to retrim the SSDs once in a month. Yeah, that could work as well. Yeah, Mr. Chippy, it's such a brave new world, Greta friendly. Like, for God's sake, we recycle all your sweet wrappers. Give me back the tinfoil. Do you know? Faster loading times. Yeah.
Hello there.
It's Finca, welcome in. Murph does science. Look, there's so many things you can be tweaking with the sim. Ideally, you want to have a little kind of schedule that you'll do, as I say, once every 2 weeks, and you'll say, right, that's it, I'm done. All my flying is going to be as is. Like tonight, this is the first time in a long time I'm getting this level of stability and smoothness flying in the sim in multiplayer. This is usually how it rocks when I'm in single player, if I'm testing or even VATSIM. This is running so incredibly smooth right now. Like, it's absolutely deadly is what it is. It's butter smooth, man. Solid frame rates. It's very, very smooth. Scenery moving beyond the wings exactly as it should. Touch wood. But yeah, pretty cool, right? So, we're on our way into Madrid, and the mission here is, lads, we're going to overfly Madrid for a bit because I want to check out some of the photogrammetry. We will be there shortly. So we're going to continue to fly on a heading mode. We're going to bypass nav mode because it's only going to take us to the airport. And we're going to fly around Madrid and get an idea of what's happening. No road traffic. You're tempting the flight sim gods with that. Indeed, indeed. That's what we always do, friends. The old and the new. No. How do you turn off the camera shake in chase plane? So it's kind of like the physics camera. So what you do, go into your menu in chase plane. If you go down to your preferences, right? And you can see this camera movements. No, hang on. It's under camera features, right? Hey, Catbat, thank you very much indeed. Cheers, buddy. Hope you had a great stream. Application control. There's an option in here that we can do it. Where is it now? I'll find it. Hang on. I wonder, do you need to do it for individual views? Let's try that. Groups. Okay, so if you edit the groups, so see this pilot? If we edit this, head tracking, camera physics, smooth, or intensity. So what you need to do is go into your groups and edit the group, and depending on where you save your files, so for example, right, I have my internal cameras and I have them broken down into groups. So this is a pilot group, that's a pilot group, that's a pilot group. This one is an instrument group, that ain't going to change. Or you have passenger groups, depending on the aircraft, they will be able to move around and respond and react to what the aircraft is. If we were to look at this, for example, and edit, we would have to edit this group. So this group is external, right? Assign a group to this if I wanted to. Horizontal gimbal will lock it. That's pretty cool. That gets rid of the shake. I don't know what I prefer. Does I like the shake? I think that's better. I think that's better. After a pint or coffee, I always have a great stream. Come on, Mike. Edit groups. Yeah, that's the one. So hopefully that helped. On the go inspiration. Hopefully that helped. Been driving you nuts. Alright, we'll stay going. I'm unsure here now. I mean, that's Madrid down there. There's the airport. Maybe we can catch a little bit of sunlight, but worst case scenario, if it's too dull, I might just crank back the time of day, you know? Max, I didn't see your first message. Please respond. I'm responding, but I didn't see your first message. Please wait. I'll have a look. Stand by. Oi, oi, oi. Good man, Max. I don't know. I don't see another comment. Just ask me again if I missed something. Be grand, lads. Be grand. Right. How are things now? Oh, Jesus. Right, we're very close. There's the airport. No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not. That's not the airport. Ignore. That's not where we're going at all. We're rambling over this way. And we're going to see an absolute barrel load of photogrammetry here. This is going to be beautiful. That weather is class. It's really nice. It's live weather.
Allow myself to introduce...
That scared the crap out of me.
myself.
Catas Batas. Yeah, that is pretty nice looking. So, yeah, we'll do one of these as we fly over Madrid as part of our Rise and Fall of Napoleon series. Because it is absolutely stunning. absolutely friggin' gorgeous. Gorgeous. So this is definitely going to be a challenge, but let's see what we can do here as we check out Madrid from the air, man. Jesus, we can't be having that. Away now, eyes with you. We didn't want a bit of it. Oh Jesus. Nothing to worry about here at all. Oh man, look at that scenery. That is absolutely savage. Isn't it only friggin' gorgeous? Stunning, absolutely stunning. The scenery, like, it's the photogrammetry at the right altitude, lads. Unbelievable. Flying tonight, I mean, the man's on fire, isn't he? This is very impressive scenery. Nice and pretty. Right, let us plan for a landing. Let's have a quick look at what we're doing here. So, torque is good, inertial separator coming back on. And, well, we're going to plan ourselves for an arrival into Madrid. Runway. Let's ask the question. That's the wrong button. Say intentions. Madrid, ATIS. Let's have a listen. 18255. Do we have ATIS? Let's try it again. Master caution, inertial separator is open.
Papa. Barajas Airport. Information Papa. 1530 Zulu.
36.
Arriving runways 32 left, 32 right. Departing runways 36 left, 36 right.
3-2s are going on.
350 at 10. Visibility 10.
Well, for all these sim performance everyone gets, the question that needs to be asked is of Microsoft, did they develop the sim with DLSS and upscaling in mind, or an option? NVIDIA introduced DLSS 5 years ago as an option to help older casual cards upscale. However, it's become the norm in every game now.
Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions.
Information, Papa.
Advise on initial.
So here's the thing. What I think when it comes to, DLSS and whatnot, like this sim needs to run DX12. So that straight away is going to knock a number of very old cards out of the equation. But flight simulators have never been designed to run well on old tech, only because you could have top-of-the-line hardware. Flight simulators have historically grinded the latest and greatest hardware to a stop. You're never able to max out the settings, and that's just the nature of flight sims, right? And in order to max out the settings, even with the latest and greatest hardware, you can never get there. Because the visuals, in this case, are so next generation, and systems modeling and so on with X-Plane. So what they need to be able to try and balance is, the visual fidelity of visual effects, graphics, lighting, all that kind of stuff, and then also a depth of systems. You have to balance that. So by ways of using the likes of DLSS, it's there for developers to be able to say, right, well, we better try this at least. We can argue to say, look, we want native better performance to run on anything. In reality, you're just not going to get it because the ways in which, the engine is made, it requires a lot of computing power in order to run it. It's just the nature of the beast, I suppose. Eddie, you take it, Fierce Andy. Virtual Gamer, good to see you. How do you read this message before mine? Yeah, I commented 2 minutes because... Wait, what? No, it depends. If you could see where my chat window is, Virtual Gamer, you'd kind of figure out. It's a wall of text. So if I do forget anything or if I skip by someone, just shout. But the answer you're looking for is, I'm a human. It can happen. Zappel, take it. Fierce handy, buddy. Good luck to you. Petrolhead says, just showing the wife Madrid in the crystal light. She was actually impressed and she's not into computers at all. There you go. Oh man, you're in VR doing that? That's awesome. But yeah, I do try and catch up and down with the chat, Virtual Gamer, as best as I can. Is it the right runway? It is. Riot. Yaw dampener off? Can I get a refund? No. Summoner, good to see you. Work prevented the flight. No worries, man. Thanks for stopping by. Flight Sim 98 got pushed to its limits on my top end at the time. Yeah. 100%. What do you mean human? I thought you were AI. Well, I mean, look it. I'm AI with human qualities. Yes. Look at the road traffic. Right, easy now, you muppet. Slow her down. Easy. Let's see what we can do here. Second notch of flaps. I should punt the nose up a bit. So we are going for runway 32 right. Rex, I don't know how you time it, but you do. Kieran Isle is here, good to see you. Roy, take it fierce handy. See you soon. We all know AI can never get hands right. Yeah. But no, seriously, if anyone puts something in the chat and I miss it, just put it in again. I can miss it, but I don't intend to. Do you know? Jefferson, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Mr. Chippy, don't encourage him. Easy now. I'm not making excuses, I'm just not. Cyrus pressed something, but now I can't see it. 500. 500. Shag off, you lot pressing buttons. It's not the Asobo, or it's not that Asobo will eventually make me get 2024. I have to pay a fortune for all the upgrades. You see, you're terrible, Cyrus, and Muse, and Stu, and Super Ty. Keep pressing buttons, Burf will think there's something wrong. And Retriever Neil, yeah, right bunch of funny lads, yeah. If there was a job I'd give to AI, it's to draw better hands.
Look at this big Aegis.
If I were AI, I'd have more hair. We're landing. You lot are a great shower of lads, you know what I mean? Great bunch of lads. Right. We're going to land here now, hopefully. No, shag off, there's no refunds. Easy now. Easy. 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 AI, oh, McDonald was a bot.
Hello there.
Barry, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Alright, easy now. Parrot idle, hold the nose. Long landing. Hold the nose. And down we go. 79 feet, we'll take it. Small bit of beta. This is Madrid. Dad, game time? Yeah, really good, man. Black Square are awesome. Welcome to my seat.
On runway 32 left remaining.
Who?
7,000 feet.
7,000 feet remaining. Nice. No, that's my dread. Your dread? Easy now. All the bumps. Alright, flaps in. I'll hang a left here. That's saying intentions, Ras, yes. You said Madrid. I said no, it's my dread. Jeez. Easy now, Jemima. On over this way. It's very bouncy here or something, is it? Interesting. Easy now. Easy. Got a flat tire? I don't think so, it's just bumpy. No, tires look good. That's the next thing we're going to see, like burst tires. I say it'd be deadly, but it'd also be a pain in the ass for the flights that we do over all sorts of terrain, like, you know what I mean? Really make you think twice. What's your man got to do with this place? Madrid? Easy now. Right.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour.
It just will.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
You'll need to start treating your aircraft better, indeed. TBM versus a PC-12. Sports car versus your mum's car. The PC-12 is pretty badass as well. PC-12 was more utility. The TBM was more luxury. You know what I mean? Alright. And that'll do her. Out of beta. Parking brake on. Peter heat's coming off. And let's tidy up here now. So we're going to say EFS coming off. Avionics coming off. Ignition off. Starter's already off. And we can go power off. Alright. Absolutely gorgeous. This plane is absolutely gorgeous. Hot Star TBM is very good, yeah. TBM for hauling the boss, PC-12 for hauling what the boss makes. Yeah. Man, that was such a nice flight. What a machine this thing is. Right, let's double check everything is turned off. We're looking good here, looking good there. Looking good here. Yep. And we're looking good up here. And main battery bar. We'll have a look out the back here. I've lost my mouse. Oh, Jesus, on me talk. I've literally lost my mouse. It's frozen on a screen. Come back to me. There we go. Pop the switch. Open the door. And our little steps. Absolutely gorgeous, lads. What a flight, man. What an absolute gorgeous flight. Superb, so it was. And we people, there are people walking outside. Let me see. Louise, good to see you. Can you get in the A320 Aer Lingus? Someday, yes. We're out of time this evening though, but yeah, I'm due to fly the Phoenix soon. I haven't flown that in a while. Got the flying dive power motor. That's pretty cool. What GPU? Robert using a 5090. A 5090. PC-12, bit of a bush plane. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, absolutely. TBM, not so much. Not so much. Very small landing gear on the TBM. Do you know what I mean? But loads of fun. What's the name of your aircraft? Might buy for Xbox. I don't think it's available on Xbox, but if it is, it's the Black Square TBM 850, and it's very, very good. It's pretty much my go-to GA aircraft. It's a workhorse, you know. But right, lads, that's going to do it for this evening. I want to thank you all so very much indeed for tuning in, for spending your evening with me as we explored Spain and did a bit more learning about the rise and fall of Napoleon. Next Monday, we're going to be flying in another Black Square aircraft. It is that of the Beach Starship. And we're going to be flying it into Russia towards Moscow. So looking forward to that one. Tomorrow morning, we're back with some X-Plane 12. That's kickoff is 11 o'clock Zulu. And we have some driving then tomorrow night. Wednesday night, we're bringing the news. Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, it's some Navigraph. Thursday night with our VATSIM flight in the PMDG 737, flying out of Las Vegas, heading over to San Francisco. And then on Friday night, we have another group flight, similar to tonight. We're going to be following the Rio Grande down in the in America, down in the South US and around Albuquerque, neck of the woods. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So only 4 starships left in airworthy conditions. No way. Murph, there's the big plane you were talking about. Yes, Al, 100%. And it's been a year hanging out here as usual, right? Thank you very, very much indeed. Lads, as always, thank you for all the support, all the messages and all the subs here tonight as well. You are very, very kind. Thank you very, very much. Right, we shall catch you tomorrow at 1100 Zulu. And until then, you take care. The lads are over there, so we'll have to do a bit of a chicane here. Mother of Jesus! Gibbo!
What the hell? I'm towards all the lads. Here.
Did you just see what happened to Gib? Are you in the drink? You ended up in the
water. This is possible.
Did you just see what?
There's like, I'm upside down in the water. I had a terrible accident.
That was
wasn't even moving.
That was like, oh Jesus!
Oh man, that was so funny.
Steiny, are you watching Twister or something? I mean, that was just. Here. Oh sweet, something is dead! Ah, Jesus! Medic! Look at this big E, just Jesus! There's nothing to see! No! There's nothing to see at all! Bags are all the rage. Yeah, thanks for that, lads. Well done. What a great start to the feckin' night. And we're already... Stop pressing the buttons! Right, that needs to go. You know, fat. But in fairness, though. Right, you know, I mean... The posture, right? I'm talking about me, of course, right? But anyway, quick, before we're in trouble.
I suppose you did this on purpose.
No, I didn't do anything!
Just to prove that I wasn't looking at
I wasn't.